In Major League Baseball, the ratings have been released for Tuesday's MLB All-Star Game, and close to 8.8 million viewers tuned in on Fox, making it the most-watched All-Star Game since 2018 and most-watched All-Star event in all of sports. When it comes to the Home Run Derby on Netflix, it averaged 5.3 million viewers, the lowest average since 2003. All-Star right-hander Chase Burns and the Cincinnati Reds are in agreement on a 7-year, $105 million contract extension. Burns is 11-1 with a 2.5 ERA and 118 strikeouts. Phillies reliever Brad Keller has a torn UCL and is expected to miss the rest of the season. Major League Baseball also issued a new policy effective today, banning teams from accessing AI technology to shape in-game strategy on league-issued dugout iPads. I'm Brianna Miro.
Elijah, put the camera on me.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack-a-dack, dack-dack-a-ack.
Enter, brother.
Yes, sir, it is the Odd Couple. Coming to you live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. All-pro safety, Fox Sports Radio weekend host, R&B singer, film producer, Kerry Rhodes sitting in for Rob Parker. Kelvin Washington coming in the bullpen as we speak. Kerry, you're looking tall, dark, and handsome today.
Rob, you just,
he don't need no more.
Hey, you hold up a second, Kelvin.
Okay.
You hold up. Rob came in hot. I'm gonna give Rob some love here right now. Way to step in and do your thing, Rob. And
listen.
What?
You've got enough compliments between yesterday. We told you how beautifully handsome you were. You're in great shape, and the rest of us are considering steroids and Wegovy at the same time. Okay, so what more do you want?
I didn't ask for it. It was just Rob being very aware of his surroundings, because I stepped in and he saw me from across the. No, I'm going in a different way.
That sounds like the start of one of your songs.
That's a whole song right there.
That is a whole song. What up, man?
Man, it's all good, man. Another hot day out here in the valley, but excited. You know me, I'm getting out of here in a couple of days, so I'm
getting ready
excited.
to be on an amazing trip. This is a Rob Parker type of a trip you get ready to get on here. So I'm not mad at you getting out of here and getting some vacay time. Everybody needs that. We got a big show lined up for you today, of course, on this TV theme song Thursday, as Rod G was alluding to. So, man, get locked in for that. Of course, you're going to need the number 877-99 on Fox. Kerry, 25 Rhodes for him. K-Dub Live for myself. Odd Couple, FSR for the whole crew. So make sure you get ready for that. On the way, we got to have some NBA conversations. Jaylen Brown, some interesting reports coming out. I don't know if you had a chance to see the Kerry, but it's some interesting stuff surrounding him and what possibilities could have been. Your tie rack play of the day on the way. Adam Silver, he's going to have to choose a side. I'll explain that next hour. We got Shop Talk, 5:30, 8:30 on the East. Tony Jones covers the Sixers and the NBA at large for The Athletic. He's going to join us. Looking forward to that as well. Plus, we got to hear from Giannis today. Giannis actually had a chance to speak, of course, at the press conference, so we heard from him. We'll talk about that as well. And James Barlow, NBA draft consultant, NBA draft junkies, and NBA big board, is going to join us as well. So at the Summer League, he's there at the Summer League. So a whole lot to get to on this TV theme song Thursday. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. Couldn't do this show without them. Rob G, producer extraordinaire.
Bud Mexican is.
Oh, all right. Wait, hold on. So is Alex back?
If you want me to be.
Of course he's in the building.
Because Mary was going soft on him. She wasn't doing anything.
Whoa, hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Yeah, Alex is definitely back.
He's back.
You were definitely, Alex, you were definitely gone because Mary was taking it lightly in people. But she had the same thing you had, which was your disappointment in America's loss in the World Cup was equaled or matched by her disappointment for England losing. I mean, we lost her the whole day. Am I lying, Kerry?
You're not lying, my brother.
She was definitely off like you were the other day when America lost. It's all good, though. We got Alex.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
As Rob Parker would say, Alex, do that one more time.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
Alex on the ones and twos. We have, who's in there doing updates? Monty Bolaños.
No, it is not Monty.
Alex, why you hit her with the yeah?
It is Brianna Muro on the update desk, Kelvin.
If it's Bree, it's for we on the updates. There we go. And finally, Elijah.
Never heard of him.
Elijah.
Who?
Elijah.
Never heard of him.
Our social media guru. He'll get you up already up for that. Check us out on YouTube. Looking good on that as well. So shout out to Elijah. Shout out to everybody here. We got a good show lined up. All right. LeBron, by the way, hanging out with Michael Rubin and the whole Fanatics team. You got the white party going on. Michael Rubin's ascension over the last, what would you say, 10, 15 years, Kerry, it's been ridiculous. Hey, I didn't call it the white party.
Racist.
He calls it the white party. And if you ain't at the white party, they try to act like you're nobody, Kerry. Have you ever been in one of those?
I have not been to one of those. I have not. But you got to remember, my prime was right before this thing probably hit, right? He's like 10 years ago.
Don't do that,
He's over 10 years ago, right? He started?
Yeah, but don't do that.
No, I was out the league. I was chilling.
That's true, but it's people who aren't in the league. Also, they probably did invite you. You just say, I have to decline. I got a nice glass of wine and a warm blanket. I'm going to cuddle up. Get out the house.
You already know I ain't going nowhere.
All right, but LeBron James speaking at the Fanatics convention there and had some things to say, Rob G.
It's my almost 12-year-old daughter who was pulling the weight a lot. Yeah. So, going to my daughter, I was home for the 4th of July, and my daughter came home after being out with her friends and cousins and everything, and I pulled her to the side because she's as of age now. So like anytime I leave, I'm like, Dad, where you going? Like, I'm going with you. Yeah. Like, where we going? Yeah. So I pulled her to the side, and I was like, babe, I'm letting you know, I don't want you to hear from nobody else, but I won't be playing for the Lakers next year. I will be playing somewhere else, so I won't be home all the time. And you may not have an answer right now. You can give me an answer now, you can wait, you can write it down. Just want to know how you felt about it, because you mean a lot to me. Yeah. Me being away from you means a lot. So the family portion is a big thing too. My daughter and my wife and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, and this is why I know Kerry. I know a lot of people feel like he already has his decision made, and I can understand that. And I'm not going to be naive to the fact that he 100% does it, but I do think this is what makes it difficult because, listen, at the end of the day, he's a made man, right? Like, he has the championships, and he's in the number one player, greatest of all time for some. He's the number 2 for some. He's the number 3 for some. For the most people, that's right around where it is. For the most part. You get what I'm saying? Meaning, I don't think he's going up or down your scale at this point. Like, LeBron is where he is for whoever you are. He's either the GOAT, second, third, or if you just have him out your top 5, nothing he's going to do next season going to put you in his top 5.
Right.
The reason I say that is, so I do think he wants to win. I think he's competitive. I don't think he's looking somewhere to go and be terrible. But I kept saying when we would have these conversations, myself and Rob Parker, that how much, and I kept saying Rob G is kind of my witness here, I would always specify his daughter first. Rob G, you can vouch for that. I would always specify his daughter first because I think it's a different relationship because she came about midway through his career. I think he said she's 12. And so with the boys, it kind of just was, I'm already young. I'm in the league at 18. I'm getting ready to go on this journey, this path. It was written, you know what I mean? This is my journey in life. So I think there's an element of we're all, including Savannah, his wife, we're going to take this ride together. And so I think when his daughter, Zuri, comes about, it's a different part. Now you're older. You've been through it. You miss home a lot. You missed a lot for your boys, but you showed up as much as you could. And I think that is the changing part where you're like, man, do I really want to either uproot the whole family, his wife and his daughter, and move to Cleveland or Miami, Or do I want to keep them there? She's stable. We've all seen them posting videos of her. She's really good at volleyball. And she's at that age where you're finding your way. And I think that does play a role, which is why I still think there is a chance at Golden State really being in this mix, more than I get what people are saying, more than why, well, Cleveland is home, he's from there, way to close it out, book in your career there. It makes all the sense in the world. Duh, who doesn't get that?
Yeah.
But I think that specifically his daughter, because Savannah's she's been on the ride, right? She's kind of been on this ride their whole life since they were in high school. She can do one more year. But daughter, you're missing all those key moments for her sports, for her maybe recitals, or just that bonding moment. And if you're at Golden State, you're 1 hour on the PJ away. You know what I mean? You're back home, you're there, you're ready to lock and load, and you can do it. And I think that plays a massive role in this decision. And again, his boys are on the West. One is at Arizona. One is currently, as we see it here today, still a Laker in Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously your wife is here in LA. And I just feel like that part of it has to be weighing heavy on his soul, because there is no guarantee, right? You go to Cleveland, there's no guarantee you're winning. You go to Miami, there's no guarantee you're winning. So I think a part of him says, well, if there's no guarantee, why not go to Golden State, play with friends? One of his best friends, Draymond, called him his brother the other day. Him and Steph have been through the battles of the Olympics. He's vocalized and said for years, I would love to play with Steph. So I just think there's still a puncher's chance, in my opinion, with Golden State, because it just checks all the boxes.
Right.
The old heads, the expendables, would think they've got a shot. I'm an hour away flight from my family, my daughter specifically, including my boys who are still playing basketball on the West Side. And I just think there's still it's like the movie Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me I got a chance. Mm-hmm. I still think Golden State is in the mix simply because of those things.
Yeah, you're a girl dad, so this hits home for you really. That little soft spot, a little mushy spot right there in the center. It hits home for you. But it's a cute story. It's a cute conversation. LeBron already has his mind made up, in my opinion. And if he was really worried about some of those things that you eloquently talked about, being close to his young one, his little girl, being close to his wife, to his kids, he could stay home. He could retire. He could be done. So that would be my pushback to it. If that was the real answer, and if that was the real sentiment, he could hang it up and do all those things he said without having to do this. So I love the story. It's a cute little anecdote, but man, I just don't. It doesn't really sit that close to me though when he says it.
Elaborate more though. I mean, so you think that's for show? You think it's just covering my? Yeah,
it's part of LeBron's story, right? Like everything that comes with the second half of his career has been. It's very much him, but it's also a machine with it, right? So now on the way out, like how can I wrap this thing in a complete bow and tie this thing up completely? Like I want you to feel emotional with me on this last ride. This is the last journey. I want you to feel like this energy with me instead of some of the stuff that's been following him the last couple of years. It's been some venom from people and people that have been taking shots at him, right? So now this is another way to kind of pacify that and give that last season as much of a story as it can be. Because remember also, there's been reports that this last season is going to be documented. So all these things come together in that way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So all these stories fit really well.
He was sitting at home like the rest of us watching The Last Dance.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Let me go ahead and get this. Spike Lee, you cool? You available, Spike? Let me call Spike Lee real quick.
Exactly.
No, I fully expect that to happen, being documented. But I do believe. I get your sentiment, and I totally do. And we know that everything is calculated with LeBron. Right. He is a brand. He's not just a player just making, willy-nilly decisions. Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I think that's factual. We know that. But I do think there's an element where specifically, Kerry, with the daughter.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a part of him that is like, man, it's a special bond. She's the only girl as far as the siblings. Mm-hmm. And she is known pretty much her whole life, Los Angeles.
Yes.
Because I believe she was like 3 or something, 3 or 4 when they came here.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to uproot her if it ends up being just simply a year, or if it ends up being 2, but you don't want to be so far. You don't want to be, where it's snow out and terrible weather. We can't fly out in the middle of December, January. You know what I mean? And things like that. So I can absolutely see that weighing and playing a role. And again, the opportunity to go, because at this point, I've said it before, Kerry, there's an element of me that thinks he's at this point just doing side quest. Because if it's about winning, then you go to the Spurs, which look like they can be contenders for a handful of years, or the Thunder, right? And you go there. I think we would all agree there are 3 teams where it's like almost a guarantee, not as close to a guarantee, I should say, as you can get. Spurs, Thunder, and probably the Knicks, right? Like those are the teams. You add a LeBron in the mix, you just almost want to write their ticket to the finals.
Right.
Now you got to get there and win it, but you can almost write it there.
You can throw Philly in that mix too.
Great point. Philly as well, right? Because if Embiid only gives you 45 games, but it's the most of the second half of the season and going to the postseason, all right, now you got Maxey, you've got Edgecombe, you got Jaylen Brown. Like, it's ridiculous. So those are kind of the teams where it's like guaranteed.
Right.
I don't think Cleveland's guaranteed. I don't think Miami's guaranteed. You know what I mean? So it's like, and the Warriors wouldn't be either. So to me, I look at it as, he's doing side quests. And if I want to go out and make it all about, let's just say it's the 3 Fs. Family, fun, and friends, then that's the Warriors. And you can lie to yourself enough with the Warriors. If you're him, if you're Steph, those Dre, those old heads who've been there, they probably look at these young bucks like, nah, they ain't on our level yet. Seriously. We might all disagree.
They got Porzingis too.
And Porzingis and a Jimmy Butler just laying around. I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know what that's going to be. Yeah. They can lie to themselves, I think, and say, maybe we got a shot. You never know. If we get into it, who wants to see us? And I think you could lie to yourself and put that in the mix. But you'd be close to your family. You'd have a bunch of fun. And so would the NBA and all of us watching it. Win or lose, it's going to be a blast. And you get to be with your friends. So I could see him taking a side quest in these NBA streets, Kerry.
All right. We'll say. We got to see on that one. I mean, it would be a fun one for sure. Like people would be tuned in to see Golden State play if that, and they always do anyway. But
let me tell you, 75% of their games will be national TV.
Man,
ain't no doubt
crazy.
about that.
For sure,
without a doubt. All right, 877-99 on Fox. And Kerry, you could on the flip add to this as well. Just how much does family play a role in you're making these tough business decisions, especially you as a former pro? A lot of guys have to make those difficult ones. 877-99 on Fox. Do you think family really plays a role? Do you think he's just kind of saying that, sugarcoating it, as Kerry believes? 877-99 on Fox. We'll take some calls on this as well. It is the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes, who is in for Rob on a TV thing. So on Thursday, stick with your boys, Fox Sports Radio. All right, let's get to it. Cap, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, arguably, depending on the age range, some people say the greatest. Some people, for me, he is in the top 3. Some people, have him 1, 2, 3, 4. But he had some things to say, not just about the NBA, but the WNBA, Rob G.
Yeah, there's big facts. Now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, in his advanced age, he likes to comment on everything. Right?
He does. Well, he writes stuff.
He writes, he's a Substack. He comments on social issues, politics. But, of course, we're a sports show, so when he touches on something with sports, it always gets a rouse out of people. So in his most recent Substack, he took big offense, and rightfully so, with the congressman's letter to the WNBA in which they claimed that, Caitlin Clark was being unfairly treated, and unless they do something to fix it, that they should, they need to do more to protect her. That's fine. But one thing he said that was raising a lot of eyebrows is specifically that the congressman referred to Caitlin Clark as the face of the WNBA. Here's what Kareem said. My first reaction to this letter was to check the calendar and make sure it wasn't April Fool's Day. Don't get me wrong. Caitlin Clark is very good, possibly even a great player. But calling any one player the face of the league, absent the sort of on-court and cross-platform dominance of a Michael Jordan or LeBron James, is an insult to an awful lot of great players.
I hear Cap, and I think he's right in principle, but I think he ends up being a bit wrong in practice, meaning like this is just the world we live in, and I'll explain what I mean. I get his sentiment, right? It's a whole league. We're all part of a whole. We're all part of this bigger thing.
Yeah.
And like he said, aside from a Jordan who was just on another level, or maybe even a LeBron who's been 20-plus years on another level, but it shouldn't be. And I think I hear his point, but I think there are other factors that determine when someone is the face of the league. And a large portion of that is your audience, right? Just the fans, the people who are tuning in. And I think the other part is the metrics. You look down at the numbers, the viewing, the ratings, the online socials, you're like, okay. And I think you also look at the dollars, right? Purchases, the money that's come in, all that good stuff. And I think all those things, and then, of course, ultimately talent as well, right? Yes. So you kind of have to put all those things in a blender. And specifically with Caitlin Clark, let me be very clear. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA. Yes. I will scream it from the mountaintops. She's incredible on both sides. She's a walking MVP, walking finals MVP, walking bucket. She's just a dominant force.
Yep.
Point blank, period. And I think she is, to his point, to Cap's point, one of the faces. In a perfect world, she would be the face, right? Because you're mixing personality. She's got flair. Yep. She's got pizzazz. She's got a little swag to her. She got everything you need. Shoes sell out.
Yep.
She scores. She dominates. She wins. She should be. Soccer put the camera on me, whichever one that is working. She should be the face of the league. I get that. And I believe that wholeheartedly. She's incredible. My daughters love her. They tried to get the shoes. Couldn't get the shoes. Sold out.
They did. They sold out quick.
But here's the thing. It ain't always the person that wins the most or whoever may be deemed the best player that year that oftentimes is the face.
Push back, I'll say, with that last point you just said.
What part?
The face of the league has to win. And ends up having to win a championship for that to be cemented. I think with Caitlin Clark, there's no doubt about it. Like, she brought so much revenue and so much eyeballs to the WNBA when she came in. I think that's a no-brainer. But at the end of the day, they have to win. And Caitlin Clark, if she stays in Indiana with what they have right now and that head coach, they're not going to win. And so you can't continue to say she's the face of the league until that matriculates to wins. Because at the end of the day, that's the star, the face of the league, ends up winning.
But I'm not disagreeing. That's put a period. I told that. Remember, there's elements, there's pieces, there's things, there's attributes to it.
Yeah,
that's a part of it. You can't be terrible and be the face of the league.
Yeah.
However, my point is there has to be some other things, and I think those other factors favor Caitlin Clark in the sense that she, like it, love it, hate it, she does draw ratings.
1,000%. Yeah, absolutely.
Like it, love it, hate it, she does have the most commercials.
Yep.
Like it, love it, hate it. Oh, she's a really, 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 really good player. By the way,
yes,
I have her. It's probably around the top 5 or 6. You know what I mean? I'm not to get all super, but I think Paige Beckers is a better player.
I think Olivia Miles is better.
Olivia Miles.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's eventually, she's gonna. If she doesn't win,
I completely agree. The winning is gonna have to match all the other stuff, and not to mention again, A'ja Wilson,
of course,
heads and shoulder and above, and a handful of other players. Brianna Stewart's still sitting there like, hello, don't forget
Sabrina
your girl,
Ionescu.
Sabrina Ionescu.
Right? I mean, right up there,
and that's been my point. And there are a handful of others. That she's just a clear cut best player. The people get carried away with that. Alex, I know, but I can't think. It's not power. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I ain't never seen one episode of it. You got to give me some credit there, Alex.
Impressive.
It is the Hot Couple. Even though they do say the name eventually.
Yeah, I was hoping to get it before.
Yeah, well, I got it before that, though. Kelvin Washington, and we got my man Kerry Rhodes, who's in for Rob on this TV theme song Thursday. Hopefully it's a good day for you and yours. Good to have Alex back in the building as well. Talk some NBA hoops here. Jaylen Brown, some interesting stuff about him and just really where the league feels where he is. We'll discuss that after the update coming up here in a few minutes. All right. If you missed any of today's show, be sure to check out the podcast. All you got to do is search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. They'll be available there. Please follow it. Rate it 5 stars. Give us a review. All that good stuff. So guess right. So go check out The Odd Couple wherever you get your pods. Just search for us, and we appreciate you doing so. All right. LeBron made some comments at the Fanatics convention there and essentially was saying how much family's going to play a role in this. Kerry said, yeah, whatever. I don't buy none of that. And was acting like a living his life single man, just didn't even care about the family and people. See how y'all do?
Who was that?
You. See how y'all do? Y'all don't give a dang about none of that.
Hey, I'm just here not to be fined.
Do you buy that? 877-99 on Fox. I think it plays a much bigger role. It's more specifically with his daughter at this age and what she is. Let's take a call or two. Who we got?
Yo, we got a Kevin in Culver City. You on with The Odd Couple, man. How are ya?
God is good.
All the time. What up, Kev?
What's up? I'm here in Vegas actually for a little while, for a couple weeks for a summer league, so just can let vacation.
Nice.
Look, it's all about one name, Savannah. They're not going back to Miami. I can assure you that. And there's no way he's going to be across the country while his wife and his daughter are in L.A. I'm going to throw out a team. I know they got some turmoil going on, but the Clippers, 1 year with LeBron there, Ballmer gets to have his little swan song. He doesn't have big money tied in him multiple years, and he's close to Bronny. You still got some vets there with Brook Lopez. You got his coach there, Tyronn Lue. We love playing for his boy. And you got his clutch client, Darius Garland. I see Golden State also, too, because he wants to play with Curry. That's one of his best friends. Draymond's there. He already cleared out the money. He's a clutch client, and I'm sure if Draymond cleared that money out, there were some assurances that he's going to play with the Warriors. You got vets up and down the roster with Kristaps Porzingis and Jimmy Butler. It just seems too good. Very close to L.A. They play the Lakers multiple times in the same division. That would make sense to me. So I'm looking at either Golden State or the Clippers because they made their home in L.A. And like Rich Paul said, he's still going to be a Los Angeles resident. There's no way he's going back east or Cleveland. That's too far. And we saw with Giselle. Look, this is all about Savannah. She sacrificed the daughter. It's time for LeBron to give a little bit back. And, it's a give and take in a relationship in a marriage. And I think at this point, LeBron will have his cake and still make the wife happy and still be in California. So I'm looking at L.A. or Golden State for sure with Bron. I think that's.
I hear everything you said, Kev. Appreciate the call as always. I don't know about the only reason my pushback on the Clippers would be one, obviously, whatever's going on with this investigation. That's one thing, and also, I think LeBron is fully aware he's not going to go down as like this all-time Laker great, even though he'll have some stats and things like that, and is it a champion as a Laker? I think it's a weird. We've talked about this to nauseum. There's just this weird angst between Kobe fans and Laker fans, and he ain't Kobe, and I just think that always plays this weird role in it. But I still am a champion with the Lakers, so I don't see him wanting to go mess that up with the Clippers. You get what I mean? Like, yeah, I know I'm not Mr. Laker, I'm not Magic, Kareem, or Shaq, or obviously Kobe. But dang it, I'm a Laker. Dang it, I did some amazing things. I won a championship. I got the most points ever as a Laker. Like some of these stats and records he'll have are as a Laker. I don't think he wants to tie that in with the Clippers. That's just me, Kerry.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Clippers will be a team of interest at all. I mean, if that was the case, he would just be wanting to play basketball to play basketball. And what does he really need to do that for anymore, right? Like if he was go there, that would pretty much be like it. You know what I mean? Like there would be no buzz around it. There would be no follow. So as far as what we already talked about earlier, right? Like he's setting this up for a big finale, right? And so to have a team on board with the Clippers, him being a part of it, wouldn't even raise that much much interest either. So, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it will raise interest just because.
In what way?
Because I think if it's literally his last year, then that's going to be like, that would be big for even if it was the Hornets, right? I don't care if it's I'm trying to think of some obscure, if it was the Jazz or something. Because it's LeBron, it's his last year. If it truly is, like he vocalizes it, this is my last year, this is my swan song, then it's going to be huge wherever it is. And also what would have made it interesting would be what the heck is going on with Kawhi, meaning are you pairing him and Kawhi? Okay, now it's kind of interesting. Or if Kawhi leaves to Toronto, if that all works out, whatever, then now it's kind of weird because he is just kind of there. So, I do think he's too big of a name for it to not be a big thing wherever he may go. All right, Jaylen, speaking of wherever they may go, Jaylen Brown could have possibly went somewhere else to the Western Conference. We'll tell you what happened there. It is the Odd Couple right now. We're getting you updated because if it's Bree, it's for we.
Alrighty, guys. Hi. Starting off in baseball, the ratings have been released for the All-Star Game, and close to 8.8 million viewers tuned in on Fox, making it the most watched All-Star Game since 2018. When it comes to the Home Run Derby, though, on Netflix, it averaged 5.3 million viewers, the lowest average since 2003. Right now, the Mets are shutting out the Phillies 1-0. It's the bottom of the fifth, and happening in Philadelphia. Upgrade your FIFA World Cup 2026 setup. Build it like Beckham from living room to lawn with the Home Depot, and take the fast free delivery assist. The Home Depot official FIFA World Cup 2026 supporter, subject to availability. Spain and Argentina will face off on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox in New Jersey. In golf, American Jackson Suber leads the Open Championship after shooting a 5-under par 65 in the opening round. Back to you guys.
All right, Bree, thank you so much. Odd Couple on a TV theme song Thursday. Your boy Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes, who's in for Rob as well. And I was just mentioning this here, Kerry. So interesting, the Jaylen Brown saga has, if you would have told me 365 days ago that it would just get really weird surrounding Jaylen Brown, I'd be like, no, like he's for the most part, a chill guy. You know, he definitely is outspoken with social commentary, smart guy, does his thing, shares his interest online here and there. But I just wouldn't have thought it would get weird. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even if business decisions would have to be made, dude, you played in the pros. You know this. I would have thought, stuff happens all the time in sports. It doesn't have to make it weird. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't have to start all of a sudden changing narratives or making you start to scratch your head. And, man, this has just been a strange run, especially, Rob G, given the guy ended up having his best year, was an incredible year, and the team performed well, 54 wins, and a chance to compete for the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. None of us saw that coming. You would think that would be like a rah-rah story, but not so much the case, Rob G.
No, that's big facts. And this is something that we've been talking about ever since, even before he got traded. Like, hey, you know what? Why is it that there's this reputation, this kind of stench following Jaylen Brown, as accomplished as he is, finals MVP, all-NBA player, dark horse MVP candidate. And we knew even before he got traded that the market was soft. It was being reported throughout. It was, hey, his analytics aren't great. They don't like his attitude, kind of a thing. And after the trade was made, you had anonymous scouts, execs, coach explain why the market was soft. Now, flash forward to yesterday, and The Athletic, in a profile on the LaMelo Ball trade, dropped this nugget in there, kind of buried it halfway through, but it's in there. Before they made the LaMelo Ball trade, Minnesota had talks with the Celtics about Jaylen Brown. And even though they were, quote, intrigued by Brown, they thought that the package, including Rudy Gobert and draft capital, was too much. They also debated internally about whether Anthony Edwards and Jaylen Brown would even fit together as two ISO-heavy scorers.
Okay.
I think there's an element, Rob G, that they saw what was going on with Jason Tatum and him, and I think they're saying, all right, do we want that where you have two guys kind of need the ball, go out and get buckets, certified bucket getters, but will that work? And I think for them, one of the things, I'm just going from the straight up the X's and O's here for a second. Maybe they thought it wouldn't work, or not that it wouldn't work, but it wouldn't be what elevated them. Because I absolutely believe it will work as far as winning a bunch of games. But did that make us better? Because the Timberwolves look at it as, well, we've been to the Western Conference Finals a couple times. Like, we're trying to get to that next level. And I don't know how LaMelo became a winning player in their mind. Like, you know who will help us win? LaMelo Ball.
Right.
And when I read out Kerry, the games he has played per season, it is staggering. It's like 20, 25, 37, 40, up until this past year. So I'm like kind of blown away that they're like, you know who's going to take Ant Edwards to the next level?
Right.
LaMelo Ball. That's crazy to me. And that screams loud and clear, twofold, how the NBA and league and GM, whatever, how they're viewing Jaylen Brown. And it's either they view him differently than maybe us, the fans watching the games. They may view him as more inefficient. They may view him as one of those people that the analytics aren't in favor of, and that he just shoots at our volumes and he's one of the worst at this. And I've seen stats that of all the guys with the highest usage, he's the worst when it comes to efficiency and out of the top 80 and all of that. When we just saw him ball, we just saw him take a team. Now, they're not a horrible team. They got players on the Celtics, but they overachieved.
Yes.
They played well. And so I think we kind of the viewers in Kelvin Washington, I'm looking at it as, what am I missing? You know, and so why? And then there's the other side to it. I don't think he's helping the case with this a bit, Kerry Rhodes, where they may be thinking, oh, is he a lot to deal with? Is he a lot, you know, is he going to have too many differing opinions? Is he going to speak up about a lot of things? Is he going to have too many social commentary things I'm going to have to be concerned with, blah, 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 blah. And I think they're trying to use that as well, which I don't fully disagree with. But if I was his homeboy or in his circle, I would kind of say, yo, JB, we cool right now. We're cool in the Twitch. We can lay off the Twitches and the live stream. We can just lay low right now. Right now, let's focus on the game. Let's focus on our new team in Philly. Let's focus on this. I do think there's a part of him that is not necessarily helping the cause. And I think he's doing absolutely what he's allowed to do, meaning you're allowed to do whatever you want. You're a grown man. But that doesn't necessarily mean you should, Kerry, and you know what I mean by that. Like, and I think it's okay to just go get quiet, do your own thing. Nobody's saying you can't pop up here and there and do so. Hey, I'm on vacation and do. But because you're saying things that I think don't bode well for you right now.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. In the immediacy of right now, it may not. But I'll say this. What do you want from your star athletes, the representatives of your team, of your franchise? Do you want them to shut up and dribble and do everything by the book and be that person for you? Or do you want a strong individual to lead your team and to speak up on things and not shy away from things when things get a little tough or things are a little out of your control? Like, which guy do you want? And I think different teams, different franchises want different type of people to be their leaders of their team, right? And when you talk about the Celtics, you talk about Jaylen Brown, you talk about Jason Tatum, obviously they chose the opposite, right? They chose the guy that's gonna walk the company line, that's gonna toe it, not going to speak on anything. He's going to give you 28 and 10 and be consistent and have his kid on the court, and that's the image, right? Jaylen Brown isn't that guy. And a guy like Jaylen Brown, he's not going to say I'm cool on Twitch. You know what I mean, Kelvin?
Right.
Like, I know somebody would, be in his ear, and it may be wise saying, hey, tone it down a little bit right now. We get it. We know you speak your mind, whatever. But for him to back down now while all these things are piling up, they can really pile up. So I'm with him. I'm for him speaking out. I'm for him continuing to try to write his own narrative in this, because if you don't, me being a former athlete, knowing like, all right, I'm going to let people say what they want, and next thing you know, the narrative is this whole thing that's my teammates don't like me or now we don't get along. Like, because I'm not speaking on it, that's the only thing that we're getting. I don't want Jaylen. I don't want Jaylen Brown to be quiet at all.
I don't want to. No. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
I've stated this a million times, and not necessarily with you on the show.
Yeah.
I love that. The real stuff that matters in life, personally.
Yeah.
I love Jaylen Brown for.
Yeah.
Meaning, I love that he speaks up for the community. I love that he speaks up that I'm an intellect, and I believe in challenging people to use their intellect, to grow their intellect. I love it.
Yeah.
I think he's been great ambassador of that. I think he's been a great ambassador of spreading, broaden your horizon and thinking outside of the box. The real life stuff. When he left Boston, the stories that I've heard and read about what he was doing in the community and how he is and the lessons he said, I've heard him a million times talking about things he learned from Bill Russell. Like that, Jaylen Brown, like the core of him, I am all with that. And that's why I'm saying it's two different things. But just getting on Twitch and just randomly talking about stuff, to me, that's frivolous. personally.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying you can't, but I'm saying all the time to jump it on after you just lost in the playoffs, it's just a bad look. It doesn't mean that you don't care. I'm not saying you don't, but sometimes perceptions, right? That's just life.
For sure.
You know this.
Absolutely.
So I love what he's about. Him, the man, I have nothing but the utmost respect. I love to meet him, dap him up, and tell him that to his face. But I just think there is a timing. If I'm your agent or I'm your business, there's a timing for things. You had an agent. You may still have an agent, and hold on, bro. Just go sit down for 1 second. Let me work this thing, or give me a sec here. Let me tweak this. Yeah. That's what I'm saying more so than anything. Like right now.
Right. And Kelvin, I'll say something right to you right now about the timing of it. The timing's good. He's a paid man. He's got his contract.
Well, he ain't nothing but that. We know that.
So you know what I mean? So like I would say no, he can say what he wants. He's done. I think he's been quiet even to a detriment to him early on in his career, right? Like trying to fit in and trying to prove that he can make this thing work with Jason Tatum. Now he's like, I'm fully in my power. I got my bag. I got paid. I won a championship. I'm the MVP. Can I talk my talk? And I don't think he wants to stop that. That's
here's
just what I feel from
it. Before we break, here's a good example of what I mean.
Yep.
If talking your talk was, yo, man, I think we need to continue to go out here and vote. It matters, I'm with that.
Yep.
You spending so much time because you want to debate Stephen A. Smith at a debate. We can do it at Harvard, Princeton. That's good. I don't care what Stephen A. Smith is saying. You know, and you stated your piece. Yo, it's not like that. I think he's wrong. Then I'm cool with it. But like going back and forth with him for weeks, that's what I mean. Where that's odd to me.
Yeah.
Not you stating your fact, yo, this is what I'm doing, this is what matters, or hey, I'm with my family, or those types of things, right? I don't even care if it's nerding out about video games, like, oh, this is my game. But like going back and forth with that, or arguing about that, or even overly expressing your sentiment about Boston right in real time. I just think let some things fester, let the dust settle, figure some things out. That's all I'm saying. You know this, like if something happened to you and I put a microphone right in your face, Kerry, you might say something, all right, maybe I'm in it a little differently. Let me construct that a little different.
That's why
you get what I'm saying.
In the media we have a grace period, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that's what I'm saying. But I think loudly it screams not wanting to get rid of Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. That's what I think.
And thinking before you would trade for a LaMelo Ball, it's screaming loud that the NBA just doesn't view him where the money says that he is, and maybe where the analytics say that he is, and what I think they're deeming as, do I want to deal with all of the other stuff, which I think he seems to be a great individual from all the stuff that I've seen. I think it's overblown. All the stuff we've read, heard, seen him do in the community and care greatly should outweigh, all right, he's being a little frivolous on Twitch or whatever. Because by all accounts, he seems to be a great individual. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't. Yeah, the thing I would say about that Jaylen Brown thing is I think it was more even bigger than what we're talking about right now. I just think it was a financial thing. So at the end of the day, like
yes, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, I think people and teams have dealt with people who are bigger problems than Jaylen Brown if they want to win. So
I agree.
That's where I go with it right now, Kel.
Money always plays a role. And him making all that money in his second apron era, it's going to be tough making that kind of money. But I do believe he feels I'm worth it. I think he would say that.
Of
you know
course.
What I mean?
Yep.
I play all the time. I'm an Iron Man. I compete both sides of the ball. I'm a Finals MVP, in the MVP candidate this past season. I'm sure he would say I'm worth it because, as you know, last point. There's always going to be somebody every single year, a handful of guys that get paid. And we go, he got all that? Every summer we go, him?
That's right.
And I feel like he would go, at least him in this case, me if I'm Jaylen Brown, he goes, at least I'm worth it. So, all right, Tire Rack Play of the Day on the way. We'll get you set up with that as well as also the NBA. Well, I think they made a cool decision because sometimes boys will be boys. I'll explain what we mean. It's Kerry Rhodes in for Rob, Kelvin Washington, Fox Sports Radio. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. We more focused, Rob G, on the top 10 on ESPN's quarterback list, on that list, Lamar Jackson was number 5. On the NFL's top 100 player list, he was number 69.
Yeah, it's a tough scene for Lamar Jackson. All right, now, this is not the first time he's done this, Bo. 2023 was only down to 72.
Yep.
Both years, the year before that, he was ranked second. So one year he fell 71 slots, one year he falls 67 slots. And Lamar Jackson, which was shocking me, we talked about it off the air. I've always been of the belief that the people who are negative about Lamar Jackson, both currently and long-term, are media members, are newspaper writers, are talking heads. And the people who are his biggest supporters are current players, former players, like, man, you don't appreciate how electric this guy is. Well, apparently not, because the NFL 100, a group of his peers, twice now has voted him right around the 70th best player in football.
And they're tripping. And I get it. Ephraim, you know this. I'd imagine you, I don't remember exactly when it started, but I'd imagine you probably had a chance to vote on this back when you were playing. They always do the 100 players. And one of the things they're heavy, the emphasis on is
just for the record, this didn't exist by the time I finished.
It sounded like you out there.
Well, 7 years and 4 scores.
Yeah, it sounded like back then. Dang, when did you play again?
My last year was 2010.
Let me put some respect on your name. Dang, I'm feeling like I'm with Rob right now.
I'm 50.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, your juniors,
yes,
they get a chance to vote. And you look at it like this. One of the criteria they really try to emphasize, Ephraim, is it's current, right? It's not lifetime legacy.
No.
It's not. It's coming out of last season. Here we go. Who are your players? And so obviously we know that was not his best season last year.
No.
He being Lamar.
He played 13 games.
13 games, injured. And he played. It was weird because even when he played, he wasn't quite as bad as you may think. And I'll give you some of these numbers that are in favor of him. So when you look at what he was still able to do, even despite being that, he finished last year 4th in passer rating, higher than 7 Pro Bowl or Pro Bowl alternates. And the last time he fell this low, it was, as Rob G just mentioned that. But when you look at his numbers, he was still solid. And I think that's, to me, the indicator of what I'm about to go to. You can put him 72. They did a couple years back. Mm-hmm. You can put him 69 this year. Fact of the matter is, Lamar Jackson, I fully expect to have a bounce-back year. You hear about him showing up to OTAs, which he normally doesn't do. He's showing up. They got a new coach who's been there before.
That's why he's showing up. Have to be there. Go ahead.
Get there, build that rapport, be the leader of the team, showing up. You got mentored there as a coach. I think a huge part of that is going to be great that the defensive side can be better. They tried to get better towards the end of last year, but it's too late. They lost some games that he balled out in. And you're like, how did we lose this? You know what I mean? I had a great game. Offense put up a bunch of points.
Yeah,
and we still
the
lose.
first game.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's going to have an absolute monster year. I think he's going to put up crazy points. I think he's going to be as efficient as he ever has always been. And what's interesting about him is they had, of course, an anonymous defensive coach for him said, what's so impressive is he's gotten better as a passer. He's more of a complete passer. It's impressive. I really didn't respect the passing game as much before in his career, but the last time we played him, he was much better. He can dice you up. And I say that to say he had the highest passer rating, 147.6 yards per attempt and completion percentage just a season ago. We talked about this year in, year out, that it's not just the legs. He's dicing people up. I mean, how regular is it to see 200 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, another 110 rushing, and a 1 touchdown on the ground? Like, he's been spectacular, and I've said it for years, since I've been on this show now, almost 2 years, that I thought he was the best player in football because of it. Now, last year, again, Josh Allen, to his credit, has taken that spot. We'll see what happens this coming year. But I expect a full bounce back. I expect the team success, then to get right back, one of the best 3 teams or so in the AFC, have a real chance to contend to make a deep playoff run. And I expect him to be right back there, MVP candidate, and doing what Lamar does and making us go, oh, yeah. Lamar, Roy Jones Jr. said, y'all must have forgot. I don't buy any of this. I think teams are still scared of him. I think they know who he is. And they just put him down because of last year at 69. He ain't the 69th best player. I don't even think he's the 5th best quarterback. And if they're going based off last year, fine, I'll give you that. Okay. But Lamar Jackson is
still
he
couldn't be based off last year because Patrick Mahomes on the list was number two.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? I'll say this.
Well, that don't make sense if the last 5 years of what he's been.
The last full season Lamar played, which was the 2024 season, not last year, he had over 4,000 yards. He had 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
That's ridiculous. All right, Alex, you did it again. I know this. I know this one. ER?
Yes.
What'd you say, Cal?
ER.
Oh, he said.
I'm on fire, Alex. Boy, if I only got something for this, maybe like 100 wings that are owed to us. Hey, Alex, you
ain't
let us
never getting
that. Alex, Rob G. Matter of fact, turn the music off right now. I'm mad at y'all. We were supposed to gang up on Rob Parker and get the wings that he owes us. What happened? We failed as a unit.
Why y'all putting it on us? Like it's not, you're the one who sits next to him every day.
Oh, well, because, all right, you know what it is?
Yes.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I feel like he's treating y'all wrong. Because every bet he's lost to me, he has paid me that day.
Well, in fairness, he hasn't lost the bet to us. He lost it to Monaco. Monaco said he'll give it to us because it's not. He don't
So
care
then pay the man to bet.
You see how Kelvin tried to pawn that off on y'all?
Yeah. No. Oh, hold on,
Yeah,
Kerry.
you did. You said
Kerry,
they don't respect
don't make
him?
me Matrix.
They don't respect
make me
him?
Matrix to the phone.
You said Rob don't respect
Rob
him?
G, has he sung the song that he owes you?
No, he has not.
All right, then.
No, you're right.
The disrespect is crazy. Kerry Rhodes in for the crazy man, Rob Parker, on this TV theme song Thursday. Kelvin Washington with you as well. Still got a lot left in the show. Next hour, Adam Silver. You got to choose a side, big dog. I'll explain what I mean on that. We also have Tony Jones going to hop on with us, covers the Sixers and the NBA at large for the Athletic. And he's at Summer League, right, Rob G?
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, we'll talk to him. Shop Talk. We'll see what Rob G's cooked up for us as well. All right, let's get to our Tire Rack play of the day now.
Swinging a fly ball to dead center field. Crawford going back, still going back at the warning track, at the wall. It's gone! Dead center field into the batter's eye for Francisco Alvarez. A solo home run gives the Mets a 1-0 lead.
Back to the ball games after All-Star break. Mets radio there. That was your Tire Rack play of the day, brought to you by Tire Rack. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. All right, Rob G and Kerry, no discipline going to be coming down for Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. They basically, the league said, boys will be boys. They both said, my bad. They apologized. They pieced it up. And no issue, and I like that. I didn't want to hear about investigations and charges being pressed. Sometimes a good knuckle sandwich, Kerry, is all the appetite needs. And Tyler Hero, they were acting like he was a hero. That's what y'all eat in New York, right? Heroes.
He
caught a little 2-piece in the biscuit from Bam, and I think Tyler Hero did say, make sure that y'all put out there that I was about to fight back.
Oh, yeah, that was the worst part of the whole story. 2 days later, hey, Ramona Shelburne, let him know it wasn't my eye, it was my chin.
Yeah.
I didn't go down, and they had to hold me back after I took that, though. I ate that punch, and they held me back.
I loved Bro. It's like I got to tell my story, too, somehow.
Bro,
somehow.
This is what I'll be talking about. But I like the fact that, again, they didn't – I like that it didn't blow up, Kerry, because to me, I look at it as a family issue. They played years together. They were in NBA Finals, together.
Kelvin, you think that changes? You think that changes if there was video?
I think video still's to come.
But that's what I'm saying. If the video was out, do you think it would be no punishment right now?
No, I'll tell you no, because I think it's two guys who were teammates, who were friends. It turned ugly for a minute. Mm-hmm. It handled it. They probably talked it out. I can't believe you was talking trash about me. I got carried away. My bad. But, yeah, you're right. Even though you were, I shouldn't have swung on you. Piece it up, dap it up. And I think the league says, I got way too many other issues to deal with than to be worried about that. So that's how I think it goes. You had to piece up somebody on the team?
There's been some tussles. Yeah, there's some tussles. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Yeah, y'all be getting to it.
Hey, people get on these podcasts and tell way too much details on their stories with their fight.
Hey, that's facts.
Relax. You know, like some of that stuff just it shouldn't be made public.
I think we're about few months away from Rob G and Rob P. I think they're gonna tussle up one day. Alex, I know you agree. It's happening.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
The second half of the MLB season is underway right now. The Mets are still shutting out the Phillies 1-0, just headed to the top of the 7th in Philadelphia. Phillies reliever Brett Keller has a torn UCL and is expected to miss the rest of the season. The ratings have been released for the MLB All-Star Game, and close to 8.8 million viewers tuned in on Fox, making it the most watched All-Star Game since 2018 and most watched All-Star event in all of sports. When it comes to the Home Run Derby on Netflix, it averaged 5.3 million viewers, the lowest average since 2003. All-Star right-hander Chase Burns and the Reds are in agreement on a 7-year, $105 million contract extension. Burns is 11-1 with a 2.5 ERA and 118 strikeouts. In the WNBA, the Liberty and Wings game has been postponed due to travel delays caused by mechanical issues with the Liberty's charter flight. I'm Brianna Miro.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Kelvin, you in the building?
Yeah.
You back yet? Because I got something to say to you, brother.
What?
I got something to say to you before we even start this next hour.
What you got to say
Man,
before
listen,
we start?
Hearing that, bringing us back in, getting ready for the intro, getting us ready for the show and getting us ready to go back on the air. You hear all these anecdotes and conversations about, Rob and the other the other former Chris. Where is your introduction? Where are you in this right now? I need to hear your accomplishments in this.
Well, listen. So, Rob, maybe Alex, what would you say? Maybe that was about 4 months ago, give or take, when he snuck in the Hall of Fame joint or whatever. Alex?
I'd say so, yeah.
Give or take. So we've been planning and plotting to one day just come in and stun on him with all my Emmys and SoCal Host Anchor of the Year awards and Golden Mike Awards and all these things. It's just one day just come in and just drop them in front of Elijah and tell Elijah, put the camera on me.
There it is.
And just have, my little box of them. You know what I'm saying?
I need that, man.
Shout out to my Sportsnet LA team, who the Dodgers, we done won a bunch of Emmys with them. And you know what I'm saying? Rob G, hey, I ain't gonna lie, Rob G really, he putting the battery in my back. He like, you need to do that. Let's do it.
There it is.
You could be Bam in this situation.
And look, I said it. I said it without even.
You did too.
They didn't even bring it up. That was me.
So no, I'm happy for Rob. Every now and again I be wanting to roast him because trust me, I got some roast tucked in the in the pocket. But so yeah, he slipped that one in. He slipped that one in. He
did it without telling anybody. Yeah, he just went straight to imaging and says, "Hey, I got something, guys. Check it out."
Didn't. He really did. I didn't know it was that diabolical.
Yeah, no, it's Rob. So but yeah, I'm gonna get him in there. Trust me, I'm gonna get some stuff in there.
Did I do that?
You did do it, even when you ain't here, Rob.
Wowsy, woo, woo.
It is hour number 2 on the Odd Couple. Kerry is in for Rob. Kelvin Washington on this TV thing on Thursday. Check out the YouTube channel. We're on it right now. And shout out to Elijah's got us up running, looking good there. You can be part of the community. We call it the Odd Mob, the YouTubians. Rob G can get some of those comments a little bit later on as well. So all you got to do is search the Odd Couple on YouTube. You can find it there. We greatly appreciate it as always. By the way, again, I'll keep mentioning it. I had to just go adjust the fan. It is roasting out here in Southern California.
It's hot.
Right? I mean, my gosh. I know it's hot everywhere, but man, we're not used to just this time. I mean, 100 degrees already last few 2 days or so. This is crazy. I left yesterday, 7 p.m. our time on the Pacific. Mm-hmm. It was 100 on my car. It showed 100 degrees. I was like, okay, it's 7 p.m. Now this is getting carried away.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can we get some relief? So stay cool if you're out here anywhere in America right now, because I know for a fact it's hot all over the country. All right, so let's get to this, Rob G. We have some more news when it comes to the NBA and circumventing the CBA when it comes to contracts?
Oh, it's a never-ending story in the NBA. Players, agents behaving badly. This, in the heels of the Kawhi Leonard aspiration scandal, we have another situation bubbling over, and that is because the Milwaukee Bucks, who famously gave Gary Trent Jr. 4 years, $64 million on the heels of A, having the single worst season of his NBA career last season, and B, back-to-back veteran minimum contracts. So as soon as that contract was sent in and reported, eyebrows were raised. Goes without saying. And as a result, today, it was made official by the NBA, by the Milwaukee Bucks. This deal is done. And as soon as they sent in the paperwork, the NBA said, well, we're going to investigate that deal because it doesn't seem kosher. It seems like you had some kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge prior agreement that is illegal according to the CBA. So as a result, Gary Trent Jr., the Milwaukee Bucks, and his agent, Rich Paul, are all being investigated by the NBA for trying to circumvent the salary cap.
Yeah. They out here trying to get a team together. They say, look, hey, man, we need a sharpshooter like you. You're playing well. He's the type of guy, Kerry, as you know, could be a 6-man of the year type of talent, you know, when he's hot and when he's going. Yeah. And they said, but Giannis is getting a little frustrated a couple years back. We need a Damian Lillard. We're going to have to pay him some money. We want to keep you because we'll need you in order to contend and win. But why don't we punt this down the road a couple years? And that's what it seems like, allegedly. And so I look at this as, do I think this happens? Maybe not so blatantly, because then you come out and sign some crazy deal when he was really a non-factor at all last year. Actually grossly disappointing. So I think that is when everyone raises the eyebrows, right? Because you're like, if he was averaging 14, you go, yeah, that's about right. A guy can start when you need him.
Right.
6-man of the year candidate. The issue I have right now, Kerry, at some point, Adam Silver is going to have to put on his big boy pants. Adam Silver is going to have to, channel his inner David Stern. You know, we all have mentors and leaders in our life. You're going to have to, WWJD, what would Jesus do? He's going to have a WWDD, what would David do? And he's going to have to start manning up and start taking care of stuff because, Kerry, it's too much happening. It's too loud. It's too pervasive. And it's all happening at the same time right now. And I'll say this. You're either going to have to do nothing, Adam Silver, and just say, hey, it is what it is. I don't care. I'm a wink, wink, act like I care. I don't. Or you're going to have to lay down the law. Because at some point, you have to show that you're not going to be able to get away with this Kawhi Leonard, Clippers, however that works out, once we get this investigation done. Because all of this is happening at the same time, right? Because you have tanking happening at a historic level. The league been tanking, okay? We've all been watching. We know that. Every team isn't out here competing. Every team isn't out here trying to win. We know that. Owners are saying, hey, at the end of the day, I done made my surplus, my plus, and my profit. I'm in the black. So not every team is trying to compete and win. However, Kerry, we had a historic year where 8 teams lost 55 games or more.
Yep.
That ain't even trying. We've never had that. So, okay, now that's screaming loud. Well, last year, remember it was, Terry Rozier, okay, wow, okay, leagues, he's cleared. Whoa, wait, Malik Beasley. Oh, yeah, wait, okay, wait, he's cleared. Wait, Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and it's too much happening all at once. Then the Kawhi, now this happening with Gary Trent Jr. So eventually he is going to have to start to lay down the law or simply just say we don't care as long as you guys are watching, as long as the ratings are there, as long as the game is heading in the right direction. We don't care. And if I'm a player or the players, maybe you start to have a conversation of, you know what? Everybody keeps trying to circumvent the salary cap. I do believe it's happening more than just to Gary Trent or Kawhi Leonard. I just think stuff is about to get more exposed now because everybody has a platform now. It used to be you knew the set amount of reporters in the NBA or NFL, right? MLB.
Yep.
You knew the reporters. Everybody's a reporter now because you can have a podcast, you can have your own vlogs, you can have your own Substacks. There are way more people now who can be interested in and invested in something and investigate something. So now I think you're going to get way more things are going to be exposed because you have the people who are on the couch now digging deep into stuff. And I think he's going to have to make a decision on where he stands because if I'm the players, I'm saying, you know what? Why don't we just get rid of this daggone salary cap? Why can't we be MLB? Why not? What the heck would Steph Curry have made over the last 10 years of his life if there was no salary cap? What would LeBron made for 20 years if he had no salary cap? What would Kobe Bryant? You get what I mean? On down the list. And if I'm the players, if we're circumventing it anyway, I'm going to start having some conversations with my other players in the association. Like, hey, why do we have a cap? These owners, they get to do whatever they want, make whatever they want, have many businesses as they want. Why do we have to be capped? Because I see Shohei and them doing whatever they want, deferring money.
Right.
Just pay me a couple million. Give me the 700 in that later in 10 years or whatever. So I would really start to have some strong conversation. Because if you're allowing circumventing the salary cap anyway, then why even have a cap?
Yeah, no, the whole circumvention thing is they've been doing that since it's been established, right? So now just imagine being so bad that people are questioning your money. Like thinking that something's really happening. Like that's the real conversation for me. It's like, this guy is Gary Trent that bad that people are questioning his 4-year, $64 million deal? It's not like it's some astronomical number for any team or any organization right now. So that's number one.
That's
like,
a good point.
Imagine being
dang, I know I wasn't my best year, but dang, it was that bad?
Imagine being that bad. Because in the past, we've seen contract numbers and we've seen people get paid that always raise the brow. We saw Chandler Parsons get a big deal a few years back, and people were like, whoa, I know Chandler Parsons is okay, but why is he getting, there's been plenty of these moments. So to be the one to actually make the league come in and investigate and say, hello, this might be too much money for this type of player. That's the thing that throws me off about this whole thing, Kelvin.
Well, you know what's funny? I think it's less, believe it or not, you bring up a great point, Kerry, but I believe it's actually less this year. I think the folks in the league saw it the last 2 years and were kind of like, hold on, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying my sharpshooter, I'm making it up, $15 million, $18 million, $22 million, right? You know what I mean? Who's doing the same thing, maybe even a little bit less.
Right.
And I think teams were looking like, wait a minute, something ain't right about that. That this dude I would easily play some nice money to is getting minimum deal, $3 million deals. No, man, that ain't making no sense. And I think it actually was one of those, it's like Netflix. You're on my watch list. You are on my watch list. I'm watching this. Something ain't right about this.
Right.
And then, boom, his worst season ever. Now he's getting a very nice contract.
Yeah.
I knew someone right, and I think it's more the other seasons to me.
Gotcha.
Because, you get what I mean? Because, dude, Kevin Huerter isn't even really doing anything, and he just got a nice contract.
Exactly.
He didn't even barely play last year.
Right.
You look at all these other guys in the league who, again, they're just really sharpshooters. You know what I mean? That's all they essentially do, and that's what he does, and probably at a better clip than a lot of them.
Yep.
And he was getting paid nothing, minimum a year. Next year, minimum again. They're like, something ain't right about that.
But think about,
the bells, the whistles went off.
Right. No, I get it for sure, and that makes sense. But think about how many sharpshooter guys or 3-and-D guys would go to a team with the opportunity to win and take less, and with that understanding. So that's why it's like, I get it. I get all of it. I get why, whatever. I know the NBA is trying to cut down on things.
I'm with you. It shouldn't
what
matter.
I mean?
I can pay. It. On one end, it shouldn't matter. If I'm gonna pay him ultimately $60-70 million, but I'm gonna do it in 2 years, then whatever. That's fine. They do when you want to do it. Because if I'm paying a dude to 70,
exactly.
When does it matter? That's why I'm telling you, if I'm the NBA, and I know it's never going to happen, but I'm starting to look like, all right, man, we trying to do it on the low, Kerry. We know the league doesn't want caps, so we're trying to do stuff on the low. Kawhi, Gary Trent Jr., some other people I'm sure are doing it. And we're getting in trouble. We're getting a bad reputation now. We're looking like we're doing devious things. Maybe we need to just revisit this whole salary cap thing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what's the point? If we're trying to get around it, we're getting caught. We're getting in trouble. Teams are possibly getting in trouble. Players are getting bad reps, bad names. I'm like, hey, man. Because I know good and well, I can't imagine what LeBron James would have been worth over the last 20 years. Stop me.
Exactly.
70 million?
Right.
80 million a year? 100 million a year? $120 million a year? $200 million a year? You get what I'm saying? What he brings to an economy, to a city, to a team, the TV, you're on national televised games. Like, I can't imagine what he would have been worth. Steph Curry on his run, that like 2014 to 2022 run. You know what I mean? Like, what would he have been like? So I know it ain't happening, but I'm just like, man, we trying to do it on the low, and we're getting in trouble here. At some point, we might have to reconsider some things.
Yeah.
But Adam Silver, 877-99 on Fox. I'm curious to know, do you think it's just blah, blah, who cares? Just no one cares. Just fine him a couple $100,000 and move on. Or do you think he has to start to put a stop to this? Does he have to channel the old boss man, rest in peace, David Stern, and have to be stern with coaches, players, league, and all that, teams and all that in this league? 877-99 on Fox. Let's take some calls on that, 877-99 on Fox. It is The Odd Couple. Kerry is in for Rob. Kelvin Washington on a TV theme song Thursday. Hit us up, Fox Sports Radio. And by the way, the world's biggest soccer tournament is heating up in the States, and on Kalshi, you can trade every match from the knockout rounds all the way to the final, which we now know is happening, and the teams participating. Spain's defense, it has been suffocating all tournament long, and now they're getting a shot at defending the championship in the final. So right now, Spain is currently trading at 59% to win it all. That means a $100 trade pays out $168 if they can beat Argentina in the final. On Kalshi, you trade against peers in a live market, so that means there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code ODD to get $20 when you trade 20. That is code ODD to get $20 when you trade 20. Kalshi, 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 trade on anything.
Restrictions and eligibility apply. Not available in all states and must be 18 plus. Trading involves significant risk. Consider if it's appropriate for your financial circumstances. Prices and value may differ and some markets may not be active. See Kalshi.com/regulatory for more.
ESPN puts out their annual rankings compiled of coaches, executives, scouts, what have you. They say, give us the 10 best at every position in the league, and every day they reveal a new position. Of course, today was the quarterbacks, the one everybody cares about. And for the last basically 10 years, it's been Patrick Mahomes won, everybody else fighting for second place. This year, we have a changing of the guard. For the first time in years, Patrick Mahomes was not listed as the number one quarterback in the NFL by the execs, coaches, and scouts. No, that honor belongs to Joshua Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are this, Ephraim. It really is a facts over feelings kind of a thing. And I've been a Patrick Mahomes, screaming his name and saying how good and how great and the team's going to bounce back to my own fault, to my own detriment, Ephraim. Because Rob used it against me last season because I'm like, it's going to be a bounce back. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. And they didn't. They didn't even make the postseason. Obviously, he was hurt, but they weren't that great even when he was playing at times. So this is where you got to do facts over feelings. You got to do, taking your emotion out of it because, and also remembering, too, this ain't a legacy conversation.
Right.
Legacy, how can you beat him? He's got two MVPs, 3 Super Bowl titles. You can't beat that with any of these young crop of guys now. So you'd be hard-pressed to do that. But, again, this is why I got to keep it a buck. Last season for Patrick Mahomes, believe it or not, was the bounce-back season, right? We're like, all right, he looked all right. Looked a very better version of himself than he had the last few, years. And so you're like, oh, that was a bounce-back season. Problem is, the bounce-back season wasn't that great compared to his standard. So if you're going based off last year, he looked solid. He looked good. He looked, he made some plays. But then you look at the year before, and that's where you maybe stalled him out because you would say, well, look, he wasn't, the numbers weren't great, but shoot, they were 15-2. All right, exactly. And ultimately, what matters most for quarterbacks? The win category. And you would find a way to, and I'm guilty of it, finding a way to build up the excuse, hey, he did what he needed to do. And it's true in the sense that he did what he needed to do to win games, big plays, big drive, a big fourth quarter to get it done. But when you look at what he's done over the last couple of seasons, 3 seasons, they haven't been great up to his first 2/3 of his career. Mm-hmm. You look at what Josh Allen has been able to do, and you're looking at multiple seasons where he could have been the MVP. Now he got it not this past season as Matthew Stafford the year before, but he's been right there as a candidate for MVP. That has not been Patrick Mahomes for the most part. And when you add in the dual threat of Josh Allen, who over the last couple of seasons has 26 rushing touchdowns, Ephraim. 26 rushing touchdowns. That used to be something Emmitt Smith had back in the day over a couple of seasons. 26 compared to Mahomes is 7. He has obviously more rushing yards than Mahomes. He obviously, and you're looking at passing yards, Mahomes has like a $120 more. Literally, that's it. But he also has Josh Allen more passing touchdowns than him as well. And here's the key component too. What was Josh Allen known for when he came in the first few seasons when he was in the NFL? Turnovers.
Yep.
Well, he's controlled that. He only 16 interceptions over the last 2 seasons, 2. Patrick Mahomes has 22, and last season was a good one because he only had 12, I believe it was. So when you just compare the two over what they've been able to do, you know what it reminds me of, Ephraim? Patrick Mahomes, for people trying to continue to defend where he is right now, is like defending your favorite rapper, your favorite band, or your favorite, director, your world, who ain't been hitting with their last few projects. And you start defending it. Got a couple of, maybe not even full on duds, but you got to over-explain, Ephraim. Yo, you heard that new such and such album? Man, I mean, no, I'm saying, look.
No, he's going through a lot.
He's going through a lot. And the budget, the record label budget wasn't budgeting right. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get it. He went into his artistic bag and he was mixing it up and giving you different things. He was real introspective and you find yourself defending him. That's where it is with Patrick Mahomes right now, where you find yourself trying to be like, no, because if you look and see what he didn't have enough help. See, no, they're not spending the money like they normally spend. And eventually, you got to be real. And Josh Allen has become that in the league, and I got to pay him his respect. Patrick Mahomes is still kind of a Kelvin, like I said, feelings. Mm-hmm. I still have that nostalgic, that feeling with him. I'd pick him over a game. But if you're just saying, I get why they would rank him there, I get that.
When you look at that list and you see that Patrick Mahomes for the first time has dropped out of the number 1 spot, I don't have a problem with that. Even, like you said, 2 years ago, even when the Chiefs were 15-2, it wasn't because of Patrick Mahomes. It was in spite of Patrick Mahomes.
It is the odd couple. Kelvin Washington, my man Kerry Rhodes is in for Rob. Rob enjoying some vacay out here in the summer streets. On a TV theme song Thursday, Friends. That was never my jam, Alex. I've seen it a million times.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you're getting to Kerry. Hey. But never really my jam like that. Kerry, were you a Friends person?
Wow. No, not a Friends guy myself.
Racist.
My mom loved Friends though. So
okay. Yeah, it's cool. I don't even have anything negative to say. It just wasn't my jam like that.
I can't quite put my finger on why you didn't like that show.
See, don't
Who's
do that.
That's
got to
be racist. Kelvin. Oh, Kelvin.
You know, his favorite show is Martin, and his second favorite show is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Hey.
And then it was Living Single.
Hey, I got to say, the first two are my 2 favorites, too, so throw me in the mix, too, then.
Hold on.
I can't quite put my finger on you either.
Rob G, I didn't say your favorite was the George Lopez show.
I know it's not my favorite.
Racist.
Oh, that's
now
racist.
Look. Now,
my favorite
you may
was
be right with what you just said.
Old people doing stuff.
You took it far. Now, Living Single is in the mix, but it ain't. I would go King of Queens.
I like King of Queens.
That was a good show.
I like King of Queens.
You seem like an Everybody Loves Raymond type.
Me?
Yeah.
I never watched that.
Really?
Never watched Everybody Loves
You missed
Raymond.
with that one, Rob G. No, you ain't. No.
You know what?
If he just told you his shows with Martin and Fresh Prince, that ain't.
Those are those, right? But I'm a big fan of the older shows as well. I'm a big fan of the Andy Griffith Show. I'm a big fan of that one.
Okay.
Until I realized we were 3 seasons in, I had never saw a black person on it.
Yeah.
Racist.
It was like that.
It's like, wait a minute.
Like, hold up. And then I saw one just kind of like casually walk by. I was like, there he is. It was like 3 seasons in. Yeah. Who's the boss?
Was my sleeper.
Who's the boss? I like that one. What about you, Kelvin?
Kerry, I think I'm older than you, and you acting real old.
No, I'm an old. Yeah, I love old ones too. Yeah,
the old ones were great. I mean, obviously, we love the Golden Girls in this show.
Yep.
What else were some good ones back in the day? I'm trying to, and also some mixing it up because Rod G want to hate out here. I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb is good.
Hilarious.
Curb is good, yes.
Yo, do you know that story about how Curb saved the dude from doing like life in prison? The show?
Oh, yes, I did. He was at a baseball game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the stadium.
Yeah, at the stadium.
So I got a chance to meet that dude randomly at my birthday. I was throwing a party had a little rooftop party. I'm all having a great time. I go to the restaurant, and I had seen that special, and I've been telling people for years, man, you got to see it. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Save this guy from going to prison. So,
yeah.
And I see the dude, and I'm like, wait, you the dude. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he had seen me hosting pre- and post-game. Obviously, he's a Dodger fan, so he seen me do some pre- and post. So it was just crazy to actually see him and tell him, like, what an amazing, like, man, that story is crazy.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, you can just look it up. I forgot the gentleman's name, but long story short, guy decides to take his daughter to a ball game, take her to Dodger Stadium, just like any father would do. And he just, goes on a whim, scalps some tickets, goes in the game, had a great time. Boom, goes home. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, somebody then committed a crime, killed somebody. They kind of look like him, and they just find it's him. And then they're getting ready to throw that man in prison.
Yes.
And the only thing he's telling his lawyer, like, I didn't do it. They're like, oh, well, just show a credit card that you were at the Dodger game. I paid for cash for the tickets. I paid for cash for the hot dog with my daughter. And long story short, they're like, well, there's no proof that you were at this game. Yes. Clearly, your little 8-year-old daughter, whatever, she's going to lie for you. So no one believed him. He said, the only thing I remember was there was some camera that was shooting something coming up and down my aisle.
Yeah.
Well, they got with the Dodger Stadium. They went through their history, looked at it. They said HBO was here. Oh, HBO says, oh, Kurt was there. They go through hours and thousands of hours of footage to find Larry David walking up that daggone section.
Yep. And
they see my man sitting there, and it saved his life. It is an amazing story. If you haven't seen it, I mean, I guess I pretty much just told you.
You just told it. Yeah, let's go.
Somewhere.
Okay.
It is an amazing story, man. And that's scary also, by the way, that you literally have not done it and get ready to go do some time.
Yes.
Tony Jones getting ready to join us here in a little bit, covers the Sixers and the NBA at large for The Athletic. We'll talk some hoops, talk some summer league, all that good stuff. And obviously Jaylen Brown now being a Sixer for over 40 years. Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by Free Road Hazard Protection. And they have things like convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. They'll come to you. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. All right, Adam Silver, I said he's going to have to David Stern it up and start to really put the kibosh to stop to some of the stuff that's happening in the NBA. Or the NBA is going to have to just admit, we don't care. Just keep watching. We don't really care what's happening. Let's get a call here, 877-99 on Fox.
We got Andre in Massachusetts. You're on with the Odd Couple, man. How are you?
What up, Dre?
What's going on? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. With Adam Silver, it's been a laissez-faire approach. Essentially, let these billionaire owners do what they want to do, sign these teams over for the highest value, and then just take us, it's just a don't ask, don't tell mentality, and we can see how that's worked out. Things have gotten absolutely out of control. So this summer, and his ability to show some backbone is the last straw for me, or I'm going to be convinced that he's a corporate owner that doesn't really, that is not really interested in these fundamental issues of the game, such as integrity. So he's no David Stern, but it's gone beyond that. He's just not David Stern. He's a laissez-faire. He's all about the bottom dollar and money and the valuation of the team's going up. And the integrity of the game is not as important to him as it should be. Thanks for taking the call.
All right,
no doubt. I mean, as to Dre's point, it's getting like that. You get what I mean? Like, this is my point, Kerry. Things happen in the league. Things happen in and jobs, whatever. But the fact that how much is happening on his watch, that's the issue to me. These things are spaced out. You get what I mean? It's not 2 years here, every 3 years. Okay, that's just life. You got 450 guys in the league and owners, and stuff's going to happen.
Right.
It's that all of this is compounding and happening at so fast, in my opinion. That's what makes it like, all right, Adam, what are we going to do? Tony Jones on the other side of trending right now. If it is Bree, it is for we. Going to get you updated.
Alrighty, guys. Yeah, so we're in the second half of the MLB season. Officially, the Mets are shutting out the Phillies 3-0. It is the bottom of the 8th inning in Philadelphia. Francisco Alvarez has hit 2 solo home runs so far in the game. Phillies reliever Brad Keller has a torn UCL and is expected to miss the rest of the season. Trained to push past the pain, not athletes, just people trafficked every day right here in the United States, sometimes by someone they trusted. During the World Cup, help us break the silence. Visit Blue Campaign campaign.gov/World Cup to learn more. Spain and Argentina will face off on Sunday in the World Cup final at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox in New Jersey. In golf, Jackson Suber leads the Open Championship, has a one-shot lead at 5 under in the opening round. In the WNBA, the Liberty and Wings game has been postponed due to travel delays caused by issues with the Liberty's charter flight. And right now, the Fire have a 59-41 lead over the Mystics. A minute left to go in the third quarter. Back to you guys.
All right, Bree, thank you so much. It is The Odd Couple. Kelvin Washington Kerry Rhodes in for Rob on this TV Things on Thursday, joined now by Tony Jones. He covers the Sixers and the NBA as a whole for The Athletic and has spent some time out there at Summer League as well. Tony, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
No doubt, man. We're doing great. Before Summer League, let's just get to you now, of course, covering the Sixers. Jaylen Brown, now a Sixer. I mean, they got the wings on lock. VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, even who am I thinking? Kelly Oubre. I mean, they got the wings on lock, it seems. Obviously, I left out Embiid because I don't know what's going to happen there. But how did this happen? And you only had to give up Paul George. What did you make of that when you heard it, and where does that place them now for you in the East?
Well, so Kelly's in Indiana.
I'm sorry, Kelly Dip. I'm sorry.
Kelly Dip is in Indiana, but they do have Dean Wade, who I think is one of the better wing defenders.
3-and-D guys.
Yeah, absolutely. 36% from three, can defend across 3 or 4 positions. Really good defender. It's funny. I had a talk with Mike Gansey, the Sixers' new president, earlier this week, and one of the things that I said to him was, every interview that I did, every podcast that I did, somebody would ask me going into the offseason, what can the Sixers do? And, I was like, well, they kind of look stuck. They have these 2 contracts at the top of the roster that both appear to be untradeable without, attaching assets to. And, it just looks like they're going to have to do really well on the margins of the roster if they want to have any kind of incremental, if they want to have anything beyond it, any kind of incremental improvement. And Mike said, we thought it was going to be tough, but we just wanted to be aggressive and opportunistic. And lo and behold, they turned Paul George's contract into Jaylen Brown. And, not only that, but I thought the Anthony Simons signing was a bit of a heist under the radar as well. So they had those 2 signings that were really, really good and really loud. And, the Dean Wade signing was solid. And, and quiet as kept, getting Caleb Love on a 2-way has a chance to be a big deal because he's a rotation piece in the NBA. So, they just had this really solid offseason. And, for me, I think that it really helps their floor. I think it does something to their floor. And I think that, I think that they're a team right now that I would put in the top 4 in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Tony, I mean, being around that team and covering that team for a long time, obviously there was the process. There were moments in between that where this team, they would spike you and they would always interest you coming into the year thinking with the top guys they had in place, they could go out and probably win the East or make the finals. But that never materialized, right? So now you're bringing all these new guards. You got these guys that are making this team a little bit more flexible in their approach, where it's not just Joel Embiid heavy. How do you think that bodes for this team moving forward? I think being able to relieve some of that pressure from Joel, because we expect him to do big things, but when we expect that, it seems to always kind of fall flat.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think, you've seen it playing, pro football.
Yep.
There are teams that have great ceilings, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have a volatile floor. And there are teams that have a really good ceiling, but they also have a really high floor. I think what the Sixers did this offseason is they tightened up their floor.
Mm-hmm.
They went from a team that, if every single thing goes right, if Joel Embiid stays healthy, if Paul George stays healthy, if Tyrese Maxey turns in, another second team All-NBA, 28 a game season. You know, they probably struggle during the regular season, but if they get everybody healthy, they can go a long way in the postseason.
Right.
And I think that, you know, now, you know, putting Jaylen Brown in that mix means that, you know, the Sixers don't need, you know, Joel Embiid to go out and play 65 games.
Right.
He's more of a luxury right now than a necessity. And that's no diss on Joel.
Right.
It just means that, you know, you can I don't want to say slow play him, but you can kind of get him ready for the playoffs.
Yep.
One of the best things about Jaylen Brown is that he plays.
That's true.
And that he's available. And so you know that you can reasonably expect 28 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in your lineup 60 to 65 games a year. And if you put 2 All-NBA players in the same lineup, which is what Jaylen Brown is and which is what Tyrese Maxey is, and then you add VJ Eshcom, who I think has, you know, a very, very, very high ceiling, then you have the recipe, even without Joel Embiid, to win a lot of games in the regular season. Where I think Joel Embiid is needed is if they want to win a championship.
Yeah.
He's got to be healthy. That's where he comes in. But for them to get to a top 4 seed, they have all of the makings to be a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference, you know, whether Joel Embiid plays or not.
Agreed. Tony Jones, he covers the Sixers and the NBA at large for The Athletic, on with the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes, on the TV things on Thursdays. You spent some time in Summer League. You know, Tony, we always talk about 84 draft, 96 draft, 03 draft. Those are the best. And which one's the best and blah, blah, blah. This draft, on paper, so far what we've seen in Summer League, man, these top 4 picks, they look incredible. And then some sneaky ones later on, like Yaxel up there in the Bay Area. But and Acuff as well. What do you make of this draft so far? You were able to be there in Summer League and take a look and just kind of projecting out some. Is this draft, are they even going to be better than last year with Edgecombe, as we talked about, with Cooper Flagg, with Dylan Harper and such?
You know, I've long thought that this draft is one of the best drafts that I've seen, you know, obviously since 2003. You know, it's interesting that, you know, we mentioned the top of the 25 draft. The first 4 picks of that draft, Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, VJ Eshcom, and the kid from Charlotte.
Con
Knueppel.
Oh, yeah, left him out too, yep.
Those guys are on an all-star track. So, you know, those guys have been really, really, really good. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, the top 4, you know, how the top 4 of this draft compares. I'll tell you what, you know, I went to Utah. I spent some time with Darren Peterson. I spent some time with Cameron Boozer in a one-on-one setting. Interviewed both of those guys. Those are incredible kids. Mm-hmm. Competitive, respectful, eloquent, you know, just, you know, kids that, you know, if you were a decision maker and you wanted to, you know, to hand your franchise over to a kid, it would be that kid. And, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see who, if any, or if all emerges from them. But it's also interesting to see the depth of this draft class so far in Summer League. For instance, you know, I covered the Philadelphia 76ers. They had the 22nd pick. They have a kid named LeBron Fallon, point guard out of Alabama.
Yep.
Who I was watching him this week. You know, this kid has no business being a 22nd pick of an NBA draft.
Right.
And, you know, I watched Cameron Carr.
He's
for
balling.
the Los Angeles Lakers. That kid has no business being a 26th pick of an NBA draft. I watched Koa Peak, who was the 30th pick of this draft. And he looks like and I don't want to be blasphemous here, he looks like Larry Johnson. Probably not the top-end athleticism that Larry had when he first came out at UNLV, but the way that Cole has been kind of a man among boys on that baseline, he reminds me of Larry. This is the 22nd, the 26th, and the 30th pick, and you're looking at Jackson Lindeborg, who's played really well for Golden State. And, you look at Michael Brown, who was number 6 pick.
From Louisville.
You're looking at all of these guys, and, you can see, what separates this draft class, which is the depth. And that's like a hallmark of all of the fabled draft classes that we talked about, 84, 96, 03. Not only do you have the top-end talent in the top 5, you see gems all the way through the draft class, and I think that this 26 class has that as well.
Tony, you said something, and I was about to ask you that before you said it, but you said LeBaron Philon. I was going to bring him up, but there's another guard that I want to bring up as well. I want your opinion on in the second round as well. I think he was picked 34, but I think Malik Thomas has a really good chance to be a really good player in that league as well.
Yeah, there's two second-round guards who have really turned my head. Malik Thomas is one, and I was talking to some of the Cleveland writers, and that they've, he's out of Arkansas, played with Darius Acuff, so he was a little bit under the radar, but he was kind of a flamethrower. He's one of those guys that, if you let him start the game 2 for 2 from the field, he's liable to throw in 34 on you.
Right.
Because, you let him see a big basket. He's really dynamic off the dribble, has really good size, 6'5", 6'6".
Yep.
Really doesn't care. He has a give a crap factor that's very, very low when he plays basketball. And that's a good thing, because it means that when he misses 3 or 4, he's still going to go out and he's still going to be aggressive and he's going to shoot the ball. Another kid that I really like is the Bruce Thornton kid out of
TCU,
Ohio State.
Oh, it's Ohio State. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Ohio State, who went to Houston. And every time I've watched that kid this week, I've thought to myself the same thing, which is, Reed Shepherd, you better be in the gym grinding. Lights better be off. You better be in the gym. You better be the last person to leave, because this Thornton kid has the ability to take your minutes. And he's the exact kind of player that Ime Udoka really likes, which is he's a tough kid, doesn't back down. He makes shots. He gets to where he wants to go on the floor. He's tough as nails defensively, which is a huge thing. And, he can defend. I mean, he's 6 foot, but he can still defend at that size because he has an NBA-ready body already. And, and it was fun watching him and Philon kind of go at it a couple of days ago, because they were each kind of making life miserable for the other.
Yep. Hey, Tony, man, great stuff. We appreciate you. Tony Jones joining us now in the Odd Couple, man. Thank you so much, brother. Enjoy the rest of this summer.
Have a good one, Tony.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the NFL starting.
Oh, hey, we are too.
More
content, man.
Definitely, absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
No problem, man.
No doubt. T. Jones on the NBA. Give him a follow if you can. T. Jones on the NBA. All right. Shop Talk. We'll see what Rob G's got cooked up for us. We'll do that next. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
You got a tissue for me?
All right. Hey, Rob G, news in the NBA.
Yeah, breaking news right before we got on air. We kind of felt it coming, and it hit in a big way. According to ESPN, Shams Charania, Victor Wembanyama, Rob Parker's favorite Frenchman, at least temporarily, got himself.
Everyone knows it's Wemby.
Got himself a new extension in San Antonio. It sounds good at first. He's going to be making 5 years, $252. The only problem is he was eligible for 5 years, $302. It took a $50 million haircut to help out the front office there in San Antonio, and Mr. Parker's not very happy about it.
It makes no sense. Wemby, what are you doing? You've been brainwashed too. It is unbelievable how these athletes have been brainwashed by front office people, owners. Has he looked at the landscape of what's happened? How players have been traded away because they don't want to give the owners don't want to pay these guys, don't want to give these extensions. And you're taking $50 million less than you have to. For what reason? For what reason? Why do you need to take less? Let them figure out what they're doing. Wemby, you should be a guy who leads the way. You're the next guy in the NBA. You're the guy who people can look at and follow. And you're a young guy with a long career. Don't do this. You can't do this again. This is a colossal mistake. You should get what you're entitled to. Ask the GM, did he take a cut so that there's more money for the other staffers? Ask the owner, will he have a cap on profits? How about an owner's profits cap? Kelvin, if I said that owners can only make 10% profit on their investment, how many would sell the team the next day? They wouldn't go for that, right, as an owner? Mm-hmm. Why in the world are players dumb? And I say that seriously. Like, this whole idea, Patrick Mahomes was bamboozled, signed one of the worst contracts I ever saw. They touted $500 million. Rob G, $63 million was guaranteed when he signed the contract. Who'd they get rid of? They got rid of everybody, right? Like Tyreek Hill had to go. Honey Badger had to go. Snead had to go. And then, don't forget, Chris Jones had to sit out to get his money. But they told Patrick, if you don't take as much, we'll be able to do this. Tom Brady did the same thing to the Patriots. Go. There's a long list of Patriots guys who never got paid by the organization. They used up their talents young and never got the money. And Tom Brady took less. And then they did a story, Rob G, correct me, the Boston Globe. The Patriots were one of the teams that didn't spend the extra money. They barely spent money on free agents. All they ever talked about was Tom Brady did all of this with no receivers, with no names. Guys who were working at Dunkin' Donuts. They didn't go out and sign anybody big time. They got Randy Moss because he was dumped by the Raiders, right, because of the whole situation there. He was on the downside. He wasn't a star that they went out and got money. That he rehabilitated his career in New England. My point is, it's not your job to save the organization. You don't have to do that. You're not a bad person if you don't take less. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't think listen, anybody wanting to get paid, especially when you deserve it, you're talented, you're 22, you're already been to the daggone finals, defensive player of the year.
His first year in the postseason.
I get it. So I'm with you on that. Anybody who wants to take more money, I get it. I'm not mad.
Fox Sports Radio. Odd Couple. Kelvin Washington and, of course, Kerry Rhodes with us. And for Rob on this here TV Things on Thursday. Was this Growing Pains?
Is this growing pains?
Yes. Growing
there
Pains
it is.
By Alex. Yeah, I'm on fire.
Yeah, you're on fire. You are. Yeah, you are.
And you know why? I think some of them halfway have been like 1987 and up. Rob be hitting us with the 1942 ones. And I think
that probably would have been perfect for me. I'm saying Andy Griffith.
You'd have been knocking them all out. That's true. All right, maybe next hour, Alex, throwing some 1950s and below.
Throw something in there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Here's
it
a
is
tease.
The Odd Couple. Yes.
I know that one.
Right.
Yeah.
If you missed any of today's show, you can catch the podcast, right? All you got to do is search The Odd Couple FSR wherever you get your pods. Please follow it, rate it 5 stars, provide a review. Again, just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. You'll find a best of version, a full version as well. Big shout out to Tony Jones. He joined us moments ago. Appreciated that. Let's get to it. It's now time for Shop Talk.
Ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
Now, it's Shop Talk.
That's right. It is Shop Talk here on The Odd Couple, segment where we discuss something that happened outside of the world of sports. This week, I'm cheating a little bit because Norway striker, Alex's favorite player in the world, our favorite player,
Erling
Haaland, that Viking from Norway, went viral for something that he brought back from the States. He was photographed at the Oslo airport walking off the PJ with a taxidermy raccoon in his arm. That's what he decided to bring back from America. So, guys, here's the question. What is the weirdest thing that you have in your house that only you would understand?
Oh, that's a good one, Rob G. I got to look around a little
I got to
bit.
think about that one. You go ahead, Kel. What you got? You got something ready?
I got to think because the emphasis is on
the
weird.
Weirdest.
All right, this isn't that weird, but literally it's just off the top of my head since you just dropped it with us. I still have my wisdom teeth. And they're long as heck. So the dentist said, or the surgeon, he said, the surgeon said, I've been doing this for 20 years. He said that was the hardest we ever had. Like, he literally said he had to get on top and like pull, and then he had to break one up because he couldn't get it off. I know. I don't know what else to do, Alex. I don't know other way to describe it. But it was like,
hey, yo.
I don't know, Alex. I know.
Pause.
I know. I try to think. I think that's the only weird, like I still have my they're just like and like that random junk drawer you have in the bathroom that has batteries, Q-tips, and I guess mine has wisdom teeth.
Hey, Kerry,
that's insane.
You still got your wisdom teeth?
No, I don't.
Man, crazy how we all taking out our wisdom like
we
left and right
these
days.
I know.
Wild.
I know.
I still got them.
You
still got yours?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I did too, Alex. I'm older than you. I was probably about your age when I got them removed, though. Probably about your age.
Yeah. No, I went in once and they talked to him and they were like, "Hey, do you want to take these out?" I was like, "I'd rather stay wise. Thank you, though."
I know.
I'm not worried about my
What
teeth.
about y'all? What y'all got that's weird? Rob G, you got to have something.
What you got, Rob G?
I got a pair of underwear where the whole ass is missing because they're just so old. They've been ripped. And I know that when I get down to those, I got to do laundry. So I keep them just in case so that I never forget that.
I
just want to know right now on the air. Let everybody know, is today the last day?
No.
Okay,
I haven't had to wear them in a long time, but I know I keep them for that specific reason.
But
That's the stupidest thing ever, Rob G, except for I totally get it. I think all dudes know about that. I just, it's so funny. I just bought a whole bunch of brand new pair. Like, it's time to, men, it's all right for us to tighten it up and get some nice underwear.
Kerry, what about you?
It ain't just the ladies.
You met a lot of people. What you got?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I got quite a few things in storage that I have to.
You got like a Philosopher's Stone at home or something crazy?
I may have one of the Infinity Stones. I'm not going to say which one it is, but yeah, I got a couple of things that are pretty outlandish and probably
Rob G,
weird for some.
Yeah, you dropped that on us so suddenly with no time. We're going to come back with a few more. I'm going to take this break to think about some more. It's The Odd Couple.
We are Fox Sports.
The Odd Couple, you know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with one and a half of the best looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
what's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
The Mets got the win on the road.
3-1 is launched to left. Marsh going back. It's over his head. He turns and it's gone. It's snuck over the railing and left into the flower bed. Francisco Alvarez with his second home run of the game.
Mets Radio Network on the call. They defeat the Phillies 4-1. Francisco Alvarez hit 2 solo home runs for his 7th career multi-home run game. Phillies reliever Brad Keller has a torn UCL and is expected to miss the rest of the season. MLB also issued a new policy effective today, banning teams from accessing AI technology to shape in-game strategy on league-issued dugout iPads. In the WNBA, the Liberty and Wings game has been postponed due to travel delays caused by mechanical issues with the Liberty's charter flight. And right now, the Fire are about to beat the Mystics 75-54, 35 seconds left to go in the game. I'm Brianna Miro.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number three on
the
Odd Couple. That's right on this TV theme song. Thursday, Kerry is in for Rob, as you heard there. And coming up, we still have James Barlow, NBA draft consultant, NBA draft junkies, and NBA big board going to join us. We got last call coming up as well. Looking forward to that. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. We're on there now. Elijah's got us looking good. All you got to do is search the Odd Couple FSR. You'll find us there. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We greatly appreciate it. Rob G may read some odd mob YouTubian comments before we call it a wrap on this show today as well. All right, Kerry, did you think anything else strange or weird you might have? Rob G, anything else? Alex?
Yeah, we kind of workshopped it, and now that they've kind of gotten my brain firing a little bit, there was a couple.
That's because Kerry's weird because it's like, oh, what do you mean that's weird? That's normal for me. It's like, no, that's weird for everybody else.
Exactly.
All right, well, give me an example.
So there's two that popped into my mind, and they kind of walked me through the first one. The first one is I have a little secret stash of a tincture, right? That I keep in the fridge that has psychedelic properties. A little ayahuasca in the fridge. So that may be one that's a little weird for some.
Crazy for most. That's incredible.
So that one. Keep going.
And I know in my storage that I have. Somebody said something about a taxidermy. I have one of a jackalope that I own. So that's something that's out there as well.
Is it an animal that you hunted yourself?
No.
You just saw it in the store. Like, I gotta have that.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah, I stayed in Colorado. I went to where was it? It was in Colorado, but we stayed at this little loft type of little thingy, a little situation, and it had a jackalope taxidermy hanging on the wall, and I wanted it, so I did get it.
Well, what is it? Is it a bear? Is it a wolf? Is it a
jackalope? He just told you.
I told you what it was. Jackalope.
Bad.
Yeah.
He's like, that's gonna look good in my bathroom. How much you think they want for it?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I can't top that. I mean, does it count? We have like a little cat urn thing. What are the cat ashes? Does that count?
I don't think that's weird. No, people hold that near and dear.
I don't think I have anything else weird. I got, I'm looking around and see anything else weird.
Alex, what? You got one, Kel? I was trying to see Alex. Throw Alex.
No, go ahead, Alex.
Go ahead, Alex. What you got,
I'm
Alex?
just still tripping on the fact nobody thought it was crazy you have a horned rabbit just chilling in your house in storage unit. Like, hold on. Like, Kelvin, have you ever seen a horned rabbit?
I don't think. Do you know what a jackalope is, Kel?
It's a rabbit with deer horns.
You know.
Well, I've seen,
that's insane.
But
what you mean, but?
I think no. I think that's that southern in him. Is that what it is? Y'all hunting down there?
It is. It's southern, and then like that Colorado, like that feel, like in the apartment. I guess they call it a loft apartment, whatever. Like it had
cabin,
that feel,
whatever.
Yeah, that feel to it.
You know what else, Alex?
What in the genetically modified are we doing? That's insane.
You know what else, Alex?
What?
That's what you can tell some people have disposable income. They just bored. He's like, man, I'm gonna just buy this because I can.
Want a jackalope.
I know at that time.
Jackalope.
Yeah.
So
he
sick.
had money and time at that point in his life. He was just like, let me just buy that real quick.
And also the fact people have only heard of ayahuasca because of Aaron Rodgers. And Kerry's like, oh, yeah, I got a bottle of it just in case.
Oh, yeah, I did it before Aaron. Yeah, Aaron's the poster boy of it because of what he did. But yeah, I was there before Aaron.
All right.
Yeah.
I've been immunized. Have you,
I'm trying
Aaron?
to think. I really am trying. Now you got me. I'll circle back to that.
You have to have something dope. Come on.
We had to workshop it, though, Kelly. That's how hard it was for me, too.
Yeah, because Rob G, it wasn't like would you rather go to this state or this state or something like that. That was like a ton.
Here's mine. This might help you, too. So for me, I collect pine cones from everybody, every place I've been that's very crucial. So, for example, it's probably you're not allowed to, but like Sedona, Zion, any of these places, right? The Grand Canyon. If I ever find like a really beautiful pine cone, I take it home.
That's nice.
Oh, it's awesome. The seat of
I
life.
would think that's weird, though.
Most people do.
I have money from other countries. I've like denominations, whether it's coins or bills or something from other countries. I
Stop rich flexing right now. Stop it.
That's not. Oh my gosh, that's not rich flexing.
People don't even have money from here, and he's like, I have money from everywhere.
I got money from all these different.
No, I'm
districts.
saying like a rand might be worth like if you got a dollar rand, it might, which is South Africa, it might be like worth a dime or something. You know, I don't know the math
Carrie,
right now.
Do you got like a gold brick?
Do I have a gold brick? No,
Shut up, Alex. I can't stand it.
Hey,
let's
I am
get
not
to the
implicating myself on this radio, Alex, for you. What are you doing?
Well, you already have enough. All right, let's get to it. Giannis, Rob G. He actually had a chance to finally speak. Look weird seeing him up there with Pat Riley, but new day, new team for Giannis.
Yeah, Rob G. stepped out real quick. What's the you talking about the Giannis thing?
Yeah. So he had a chance to do the press conference with Pat Riley. Funny thing, Pat Riley, I don't know if you saw, he goes, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, and Bam is here. Bam is here, too. I don't want no smoke with Bam, just in case Bam out here punching people. That was pretty funny. But, but Giannis had a chance to get up there to speak, and some of the things he talked about was, he's looking for new experiences. He's open to new experiences, and kind of how he's welcoming this, this change for him. And one of the things I'm looking at for when I look at Giannis there, he said, to quote him, he said, I know the expectations this team has. I love the pressure. And I'm going to be honest with him. I'm going to relieve some of that pressure because I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think there's as much pressure as he probably thinks it is just based off of his name, right? I'm Giannis. I'm now on a team that has an all-star caliber guy, and Bam, obviously, he's probably like an every other year all-star kind of guy. That means, oh my gosh, wow, they have expectations and pressure. I don't think so, Giannis.
Right.
I think Philadelphia has pressure, as we discussed last hour. Now that they've got Jaylen Brown, now that you're on the downtrend of Joel Embiid's career, you know what I mean? Like it's either now or never. So I think they have pressure. The Knicks, even though you won one, there's pressure to say, hey, while we've got this collective here and now, why can't we be the first team in 8 years to go and back-to-back this thing? Yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it in the East right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Maybe there's pressure if LeBron joins the Cavs to seal the deal. If you're Donovan Mitchell, are you ever going to be that guy or no? Like, I don't really think there's pressure for the Miami Heat in the sense that it's a flawed roster. The roster isn't even filled out. We don't even know who's on it. Is anybody going to shoot a three here?
Right.
And there, be a shot creator. You got Giannis, you got Bam, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Bobby Portis, but it's like there's no real wing players. So as much as he probably thinks it's your boy, I'm an MVP candidate every year, I'm a champ, I know it's about to be pressure. Within the organization, maybe.
Yes.
I know how Pat Riley is. He's maniacal. He's crazed about basketball and trying to win. But I don't think Joe Public, really, there's pressure there. You could go out west, there's a few teams with some pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? The Spurs, the Thunder, are you going to get back to where you were? And Edwards, can you finally get over the hump? Luka, all right, Luka, you're 35 points a night. You ever going to get back to – I don't think there's pressure in there. And a part of that is, again, the flawed roster.
Yep.
And to me, a part of it also is, hey, Giannis, you've been good for the last decade, couple MVPs and final MVP, but you ain't did nothing in Milwaukee in quite some time.
Right.
You guys haven't made it out the first round in, 3 or 4 years. So why then would there be pressure? I can tell you a guy around the same age as you, maybe a little younger, when he left to go join, and then he was in the Eastern Conference in the Midwest, and he headed down south to Miami, that would be one LeBron James. That was pressure. That shifted the entire conference, right? That's 4 straight finals appearance. You better win it or not. Every year for the rest of his life, LeBron was, up, or at least the next decade or so, it was finals or bust for LeBron. That became pressure. And Giannis, I think, is overstating, like, you're not that. And I mean, no shade.
Right.
You weren't even doing that in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
At least LeBron was getting the Eastern Conference Finals in Cleveland with not much help. He was getting to finals, with not much help. And then, obviously, Giannis, to his credit, he won one. So I can never take that away. But I'm just saying the last handful of years hasn't been great. It's not like you were dominating and getting the Eastern Conference Finals to the finals. So I don't really view Miami as pressured, Kerry. I think there'll be a top 6, 5, or 4 seed. Like, I don't expect them to be top 3, 4, 5, or 6. Just because you do have Giannis, he's still incredible. You still have Bam, who's a really good player, and I think they'll win some games for sure. but I don't view them as if they got knocked out in the second round or something like, oh, it was a terrible season. Oh, they bust. They understay. Like, I just don't. Do you?
Yeah, I think this team, there's no pressure. Obviously, internally, there is. It's the Heat. They think they have a way, and it's the I think we have believed for a while there is a Heat culture there as well. So they're going to be internally fixated on trying to be the best version of themselves. But right now, as this team is constructed, man, this team is right now, in my opinion, maybe a play-in team. I don't even know if they're top 6 in the moment. I think if we sat here and tried to flush out all the teams that we think are going to make the playoffs in the East, this team is an afterthought after those first 4, possibly, right? So maybe 5, 6, 7. I know what you mean, but I could even see them being a play-in. Yeah. Like there's no pressure in that. And I think with Giannis, you talked about it. He's been on a Milwaukee team that would be probably a comparable roster.
Right.
And he has not performed, right? And so now
Bobby Portis was there with you.
Right.
You know,
I mean, he had Damian Lillard at a point,
exactly.
So I don't know. Let's pump the brakes on who Giannis is. And I think for him, I think he has a lot to prove. Now, when they talk about the Heat, I don't think they're there yet. Now, if they make another signing here that makes us makes us hop on board, that's different.
LeBron joins, okay, that changes.
But right
things.
now, no, this team isn't there.
Yeah, if LeBron was all of a sudden joining them, you say, okay, that looks so interesting. That could play because he'll be the guy perfect to distribute, get guys alley-oops, easy buckets. So, all right, you start to – and then they pick up one other 3-and-D shooter kind of guy. You know, you're like, oh, okay, now it's starting to look a little interesting. Exactly. But just as constructed, I just don't think – and again, I don't think – you brought up a great point. Some of those Milwaukee teams over the last 4 years had better rosters on paper. You know what I mean? With him and Kuzma and Damian Lillard, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, who's with you now. Like, on paper, Gary Trent Jr., who just got paid out the blue.
Well, did he?
Been paid, but not paid. But hold on, we'll pay you in a minute. Can you put a rain check on that check? So you get what I mean? Like, I'm with you on that. Like, dude, some of those Milwaukee – now I know there's injuries and this and that, and Dame got hurt, but I still think the East wasn't as dominant enough that he should have been able to push his way to a Eastern Conference appearance. And not even saying win it, but just get there and compete.
Right.
So the idea that you're out in the first round year after year after year, and now all of a sudden with a roster that's, I guess, slightly better, maybe, I don't know. Now all of a sudden it's like the pressure, I don't know. And if it's pressure because you felt, and then mind you too, by the way, they didn't give up Bam and Hero.
Right.
And something, you know what I mean? Or something like that. They gave up just a couple of young players and Tyler Hero. So it wasn't like the pressure is on where, well, we had to give up some massive talent for you. You get what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, shoot, we got to do something now.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessarily too much there, but I do think he's a type of player, and I'll say this for his credit. He's mentioned time and time again how he doesn't want to be a guy who just won a ring. He wants to be a guy who competed and tried to win and won multiple rings. He said that matters to him. He's possessed with trying to win more. So I think that is where he's focusing on the pressure. I think he's at an organization that thinks they're one of those ones, you know what I mean, and they should win more.
Yeah.
So there's that. Give him credit that when healthy, one thing we ain't got to worry about is him showing up, working hard, competing, doing everything off the court to stay ready, and then obviously on the court. So I think that's where he views it as pressure, is that when I give you 70 games, when I'm healthy, I mean, obviously we're never going to question, is he in shape? Is he working out? Is he, ready to go? I think he views it as, I'm a top 4 or 5 player. Top 3, maybe he probably would view himself. Top 2, how he views himself.
Right.
And that guy with a couple other pieces, I should be able to make a deep playoff run, maybe even get to the finals. So I think that's how he is viewing it. But I think I give him credit for, we know he works out. You know he's on point when he's healthy. He's growing, he's rolling. But I just don't think he's that guy that shifts things that dynamically and that all of a sudden we go, oh, snap, they absolutely should win.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many one-off guys that's going to go to a team and shift anything in that league. It's just not. It's not the norm.
I would agree with you, but I would agree with you, but I would say that particular person going to then a set situation. For instance, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Giannis going to Boston with Tatum and all those shooters and all that.
Yeah.
Then I would say there's pressure. To me, that's finals or bust.
100%. Yeah.
Giannis and Tatum and shooters and the same coach, same system, same general. You know what I'm saying? That same flow of everything.
Yeah.
to me, would be the pressure to get to finals bus.
Yeah.
That team getting to, and remember, you will be replacing a Jaylen Brown who had an incredible season and they played well. Obviously, didn't go great in the playoffs, but that would be pressure.
Yes.
So I do think even a Giannis going to a certain team, let's say somehow they did it for Paul George, and now Giannis is in Philly, absolute pressure there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I disagree with you in that.
No.
Pressure.
I just said there's no real pressure of one individual star going to just a team. That's what I said. I didn't say it in the way that you can't go into a situation where like LeBron went to Philly or Giannis went to Philly. Yeah, that team would have pressure. That's yes. But I mean, just
I
in
think
any
there are
situation.
environments. I think there are environments in certain scenarios where, like, hey man, like when KD goes to the Warriors, there is zero. Yeah. Well, we played hard and we were good, and hey, we won 60 games, but we got out in the first round. No,
for sure.
Championship or bust. Y'all got KD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I do think we end up having those scenarios like that for sure. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Hey, where do you view Giannis and now the Heat? Is there pressure? Is it maybe just the pressure on him? Is there pressure on him and that team organization to win it now? Did he change maybe how you view the landscape of the East, him being with Miami? Or maybe are you a lot with myself and carrying that? I don't think people are looking at Miami like that, but we could be wrong. 877-99 on Fox. We'll take some calls on that. Hop on if you want to. It is The Odd Couple on a TV Things on Thursday with Kerry and for Rob, Kelvin Washington. Stick with us. We want to hear from you. Fox Sports Radio.
$16 ago was the original The Decision from LeBron James, the ESPN special.
And you were only 3 or 4 or something.
I do not remember it at all.
Funny. That is crazy. Don't tell us that how young you are. That's crazy.
No, I mean I still lived in New York at the time, and I remember it was like a huge consolation prize that they ended up getting Carmelo, but it didn't feel like it at the time, because he was coming home and all that. But that's what I remember from that time was the Knicks getting Carmelo Anthony. That's how young I was.
What do you get out of that?
It's crazy.
Was it a good decision or a bad decision to do it the way it is? Because he got backlash for it.
He got a lot of backlash. I mean, that was the first black guy. That was the thing for probably a decade. Like, if you didn't like LeBron, that was the thing. And I think it's less the decision, the way it kind of played out, more so where he ended up going. Meaning, if he literally had the same thing, Jim Gray, $2 million to, I think it was the Boys and Girls Club, all that, but he goes back to Cleveland, I don't think it's a big deal. I think the decision was a big deal because of the decision that was made, more so than the theater of it all. But I mean, looking back at it, I mean, if you would have told me 24 years, that would be like the big scandal of his career. It's kind of like, the tan suit.
It's not a scandal. It's just
not a scandal, but I mean, that would be the thing that made people irate for such a long time. I guess you'd say that was a compliment to him, meaning there wasn't a bunch of wild stuff, if you will, but that was the thing for years that a lot of people, the decision really kind of turned. That's when it turned for him. Up until that point, he was a young star. Most people either indifferent or you loved him. And then it was the league finally kind of said, all right, it's his league for a handful of years. And then the decision came, and that was when it turned. You remember the following season, he puts on the black hat and tried to be the bad guy when he was with Miami that first year. And that's just, that's not LeBron. So it just seemed odd and awkward and out of place. It wasn't him. But now it's funny, Evante, because I swear, every big recruit has a decision. Yo, what's up? Iced out. I got 3 hats. I mean,
it's just phony now. Like it was done.
I'm gonna go to this and then pick up the hat. Psych. Nah, I'm gonna go to this one.
I just saw one where a kid. It was about picking what college they're going to. So it was all these Ivy League schools, right? Mm-hmm. So he had the hoodie or the sweatshirt from all the schools. And then, of course, after he went through the 5 Ivy League schools that he always talked about, Columbia and Harvard and Yale and whatever, then he goes back into his bag and picks out Vanderbilt. Like I'm like,
yeah, it's
do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it's theater now.
Everything is theater now. Rob, you got to
like,
put on.
You ain't got to do
$40,000.
all that. Come on,
even
man.
for revealing your kid's gender, we're doing too much.
No, they're getting carried. People lifting weights, like and dropping the
You just can't
dumbbells
say
and
we're having
the
a
bench.
boy. We're having a boy.
Nah.
You want to buy, if you're not sure, buy green stuff.
But yeah,
How's that?
Yeah, yellow, green,
tan.
Yeah,
The girl
you can do
wear
that too.
tan or no?
But what's wrong with gender? We did a gender reveal.
Green. Yeah, was it phony or fake?
No, we didn't do all crazy. We just did a little. Popped a little, twisted, and it pops. We
All
didn't
right, but you
we
didn't
didn't
do
go
all
crazy.
that,
People
right.
got people trying to dunk. You see the one where man couldn't make the dunk,
Wild.
so he had to keep trying. Like,
I just thought it was it set
was a monumental
it set the
change.
tone for LeBron. You know, being it about him and being over the top with that. That's all. It just came off as that wasn't necessary.
He does that.
Okay.
Play. You know, music. I don't want to call it like back in the DeLorean. We can and go back in time. I do all this. I'm going back. I'm taking my talents back home to Cleveland. Is it even a thing anymore? You know what I mean? Was it the result of the decision?
No, it's not. It wasn't the result.
Because I think it was the result.
Nobody,
like if he went
nobody
back
had
to
really
Cleveland,
done that. It just didn't. I'm taking my talents to South. Like it just was so. Like I wanted to throw up in my mouth, Alex, that night. And this was 2016.
Yep.
What was that?
No, that's way longer.
2010, right?
2010,
16 years ago. I'm sorry, 2010. And I just was like, what? All that? You know, like there's some humility. It's just like him sitting in the barber's chair. Because to me, I'll equate that. Him sitting in the barber's chair talking about when we came back from 3-1, that's when I knew I was the GOAT. Like that, those two to me go hand in hand. No? Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't mind that one as much. If you
But
had,
I'm just saying, like that's who he is. Like you don't need to say the second one, but you said the second one because you said the first one when you were moving on. You don't have to do all that.
You know what? I've grown to believe more and more. And you've heard me say this a few different people, subjects we had. I think when it comes off awkward because you're not comfortable even in saying it. If Anthony Edwards, let's say he wins a ring or two, and then he's like, "That's why I believe the GOAT." Because he's been that. Anthony Edwards has told people to his face, "Kevin Durant's my favorite player." Well, growing up, and I'm about to bust his head tonight. And he's just been that guy his whole career. That if they say 5 years, he wins a couple, and then he wins a tough one, like it comes back for 3. And he's like, "That's why I'm the GOAT." I think we would care less.
It's the Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith.
Okay.
With an appearance by, what's his name?
Kelvin Washington.
What's Barney Fife's name? I can't think of his real name right now. Gomer Pyle.
This is where you need Rob. I ain't gonna lie. Rob would be great with you on this.
I know I can't think of his.
And he would know remember season 2, episode 11, and we'd be like, "No, Rob, nobody does with you."
Can't forget the little guy, Ron Howard. That's Andy. So cool.
Who is the random black guy that walked by? Is it Kerry Rhodes?
There it is. Andy Griffith. Ronnie Howard. Don Knotts, that's his name. That's
With
Barney.
the random
That's
black
Barney.
guy that walked by, Kerry Rhodes.
No, I'd have been probably too light for that one. Too light for that one.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it
That's
got
to be racist.
Odd couple, Kerry in for Rob, Kelvin Washington on the Trash Talking Tuesday. TV theme song Thursday, clearly.
Hold up.
For over 40 years, I know, right? Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires. For how, for what, and for where they drive, ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. Hey, TireRack.com, it is the way tire buying should be. James Barlow getting ready to join us here in a few minutes. NBA Draft Consultant, NBA Draft Junkies, and NBA Big Board. We'll talk some hoops there. Last call on the way as well. Plus, I want to throw something at you before we get out of here when it pertains to maybe coming back to the league. I'll explain a little bit later on, Kerry. All right, 877-99 on Fox. I think you are aligned with me in that I don't think anybody really looking at the Heat like, oh, they got to win a championship or bust or make some deep playoff. That's like,
right.
I guess they'll be good. Like they'll be plus 500 and you know what I mean? Like they'll win 45, 48 games. But I don't think anybody expected them to compete. Is there pressure on Giannis? Let us know. 877-99 on Fox. Let's take a call.
Yeah, we got one call. We got Eric in Austin, Texas. You're on with the Odd Couple, man. How are you?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Kerry? How you guys doing, man?
What up? How are you,
well,
man?
I'm good. So, honestly, I don't think there's any, external pressure whatsoever. I think there's a lot of internal pressure from Giannis himself because he's just built like that.
Yep.
But this trade wasn't even the biggest trade in the Eastern Conference, right? Like, when Giannis got traded to Miami, I didn't even feel like a wow or a shock factor, honestly. Now, when Jaylen Brown went to Philly, that shifted things a little bit, right? Like, there's pressure in Philly, and really there's pressure in Boston right now, too. And I ain't going to lie, I'm going to say this, too. I feel like all of those narratives and all that BS being pushed out about Jaylen Brown is from the Celtics trying to cover their behind because that was a horrible trade. All right, I'm going to stand on that right now. But there's no pressure from Giannis, not from us at least. I don't expect Miami to do much. They haven't made any moves aside from that. They lost Norman Powell. I don't really know what the team's going to look like. Now, Milwaukee, they might be a better team than Miami, honestly.
Hold up. You might went a little too far with that. But I get the sentiment. Like, they got one up soon as Jalen went to Philly, right? It's like, oh, shoot, that's kind of good. You start doing the math. You're like, man, they got this guy, Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, Embiid, Jaylen Brown, so on and so forth. And now Anthony Simons, they just signed. So you start looking at it like, all right, that might be the team to beat, along with other teams as well. And I don't appreciate nobody mentioning the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate that. They'll be right there. Don't sleep on them. They'll be a third seed for get back in. They ain't gonna win 60 games.
They better re-sign Jalen. They better re-sign Jalen then.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
All right. Well, check it out. As I mentioned, we're going to have James Barlow join us here shortly. But right now, we got to get you updated. And that is why we are with Bree. Hey, Bree.
Alrighty, guys. In baseball, the Mets defeated the Phillies 4-1 thanks to Francisco Alvarez. He hit 2 solo home runs for his 7th career multi-home run game. Juan Soto did leave the game due to left calf soreness. Phillies reliever Brad Keller has a torn UCL and is expected to miss the rest of the season. MLB also issued a new policy effective today banning teams from accessing AI technology to shape in-game strategy on league-issued dugout iPads. The excitement of the FIFA World Cup is now streaming live on Fox One, the official English streaming platform to catch every unforgettable moment. Fox One brings the action straight to your screen so you never miss a goal. Download Fox One and experience the FIFA World Cup live. And on Sunday, we got Argentina taking on Spain in New Jersey. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. In golf, Jackson Suber leads the Open Championship after shooting a 5-under par 65 in the opening round. Scottie Scheffler is 3 shots back. Rory McIlroy is 7 shots back at 2 over. Have a good night, guys.
All right, Bree, thank you so much. Odd couple. It is Kelvin Washington, Kerry Rhodes, who's in for Rob on this TV theme song Thursday. We are joined now by James Barlow, NBA Draft Consultant, NBA Draft Junkies, and NBA Big Board Draft Junkies. James, if you want to give him a follow on X. James, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, brother. I know you spent some time out there at Summer League. You still there?
No. I had to come back. Vegas was tapping my pockets.
Hey, listen, you already know about 2-3 days max in Vegas. Really 2. After that, Vegas start Vegasing you.
Yeah. I did more than 3 days, and I'm regretting it. So I had to get back to Texas as soon as possible.
I definitely get that. Well, real quick, since you're there, before we get to some of the other NBA conversation, let's just start with Summer League. Number one, how was it? Summer League's become an event over the last decade or so. It's the place to be. Big stars are there, entertainers, other NBA stars. And then who stood out? For me, I think I expected Derek Peterson to look good. Devonta's number one pick for a reason. But Caleb Wilson, man, my goodness, he was showing that, hey, don't sleep on me.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson he keeps this chip on his shoulder. He's always looking for a reason to show out, and he's done it. I think even the biggest Caleb Wilson supporters didn't expect for him to shoot so well from three, and it looks like he's out to prove a point. He said that he wasn't able to shoot the ball as much as he would have liked to at North Carolina, and he's out there, handling the ball in the perimeter, knocking down threes. So it's really good to see. It just kind of feels like this draft class is so strong. Of the 30 guys selected in the first round, it feels like 25 of them have at least shown you why they were selected.
I know. We were just talking
about that. Yeah. No, James, we were just talking about that. And you talk about, obviously, the top four. Everybody talked about, those guys could be interchangeable at the one spot. But is there anybody later on, second round or even late first round, that you want people to pay attention to?
It would be hard to ignore what Sergio Delaria has done for the Dallas Mavericks. He looks like a great passer out there. He looks great. Zuby Ejiofor for the Hawks has had his moments, maybe more so not in the Vegas Summer League, but I believe he was in Salt Lake. Cameron Carr, I don't know how he falls that far to the Lakers, but he fell that far, and he's had his moments. And even a later pick, I was a little lower on Chris Sinak Jr. Yeah. And he's hoping. So this class has been, again, Summer League, take it with a grain of salt, but it's not far fetched to say that 25 guys have looked the part.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, okay, with the Summer League too. Where stock do you put? We know the top 3, 4, 5 guys every year. You kind of know what you're going to get, right? You kind of Cooper Flag, okay, cool, and Dylan Harper, what have you, But what about when guys? It kind of feels like if I ball out, they'll say, "Man, them dudes ain't making the league. Those dudes will be at back in some league or overseas." But if I look bad, then all of a sudden it's, "Oh man, you can't even beat them." What is there some type of pressure on some of these players at Summer League?
I think there is pressure on guys in Summer League. There have been guys, I kind of don't want to name names, but who went out there and just had a terrible performance. And then as you can see later on, you're like, oh, okay, he was definitely drafted too high. And, they're not on their second contract. There's definitely pressure. I want to say Summer League is probably not as talented. Don't get me wrong. It's not nearly as talented, but it's as physical as the NBA playoffs. There's a ton of hand checking. I watched the Houston Rockets and the Nets game earlier, and Bruce Thornton flat out said they can't call every foul, and we get 10 of them. So, there's a ton of pressure to perform. I think these kids go from having a solid fan base in college to you looking up, and there's this professional organization with 1 million followers on Twitter and Instagram. Now you just inherited, a bunch of fans, and then if you're Darius Acuff, you're basically trying to be the savior of a franchise that struggled historically. So I do think there is pressure, but ultimately, you just go out there, get used to the shorter shot clock. The court is bigger in the NBA because the three-point line is further away, but also at the same time, understand that 90% of this roster, you might not ever see these dudes again. So it's some things you take from it, and some things you just this is an experience. Let me be better. Trae Young was terrible in Summer League, and then he goes on to have an all-NBA career. He just got a bunch of bread from the Washington Wizards. Nobody remembers that he wasn't good in Summer League.
James, moving on from the Summer League, and there's been a lot of movement in the NBA, obviously. We had Giannis going to Miami. We got Jalen going to Philly. LeBron's a free agent. It's been a lot. And so the change of power could be happening. Obviously, we have teams with, OKC and San Antonio, the Knicks probably going to be there. But then after that, those teams are positioning themselves to beat that next tier. Out of those guys I named or those teams I named, who do you think is going to be in that next tier that has a chance to compete with those top 3, 4 teams?
I think it's going to come down to, I think New York should be there again.
Yep.
It's very hard to repeat. We haven't had a repeat champion in 8 years. I think Philly made a huge jump, obviously acquiring Jaylen Brown. It's just a matter of making the pieces fit. They were very thin and played guys a ton of minutes in the playoffs. And now you add a former Finals MVP. They should be in the conversation for, an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Excuse me. Depending on what LeBron does, that could swing things towards the East as well. But ultimately, it's still, to me, going to be Oklahoma City and San Antonio in the finals. It's still hard. I saw Giannis' press conference, and that doesn't feel real.
Exactly.
That he wore number 7 for that. That doesn't feel real. Like seeing LaMelo Ball, even though his career has been short, that doesn't seem real. But this off season has been probably one of the craziest, just because the NBA just doesn't look. I forgot Kawhi Leonard got traded. The NBA just doesn't look the same.
Wait, hold on, James.
Well, we don't know if he's gone yet, James.
I don't know where Kawhi is. He's in purgatory right now.
He's trying to get traded.
Yeah. James Barlow on with us, the odd couple, Kelvin Washington, and of course, Kerry, who's in for Rob. He's NBA Draft Junkies. You can catch him there as well. If you want to follow him, you could do so at Draft Junkies James. Let's stick to some. Let's go to the Snowtime Lakers out here out west. Where we are with the Lakers. Let's go to or I like to call them the Minneapolis Lakers again, because that's what it looks like. George Mikan on his team.
Mikan and the boys.
Yeah. What did they take a step backwards? Was it a necessary step backwards in the sense of, hey, we might not be quite as good as last year, but we had to move on from LeBron, so we had to take a step backward to take 2 steps forward? Or maybe, hey, Luka's healthy, we're right back in the mix. What do you make of this Lakers team?
I think that it was a horizontal move. Again, losing LeBron James while he is an older, that dude is crazy. But he's 41 and, not clearly the same LeBron that he was, still very effective, but them adding Walker Kessler is going to help because, he's just a flat-out better player than DeAndre Ayton, and, he'll be a lob threat for Luka Doncic. Now, they gave up a ton to get Walker Kessler. I wouldn't have given up that much for him, but at the same time, it's like we got to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. They do have some issues on the wing. They do need to add some athleticism there, but I do think they should be probably in the same position, 4 or 5, maybe even a 6 seed. Luka is still Luka. He's still very hard to deal with. They just need to stay healthy. But like I said, I think their front court, at least at the center position, definitely got better. But they need some athleticism. Maybe Cameron Carr steps up. Maybe Quentin Grimes is the player that he was 2 years ago when he had all that freedom to take every single shot that he wanted to for that bad Sixers team. So, but they, it's losing LeBron is tough, but they got Luka, so they'll still be a very good team.
Speaking of LeBron, by the way, we talked about this early, Kerry and I. Does it fit in the the Warriors? Obviously, he's got all his friends over there. Obviously, Cleveland's home. I call them the Expendables. It's Expendables 12 if he goes up to the Warriors. But just kind of split question in that, where would you like him to go? Maybe just for whatever your reasons are. It looks good, it fits, whatever. And then kind of where do you think he'll go?
So I want him to go to the Warriors. And I want him to go to the Warriors. I think it'd be the greatest story ever. You got the 2 old heads, Steph and LeBron. We're trying to beat these young guys. I think LeBron should have to, no Beijing in his beard, just go gray.
No, it didn't go no Beijing. No.
Yeah, just go full gray. It's a great story. Draymond got to lead a Beijing in the cabinet as well, and see what you can do. Do I think he's gonna go to Cleveland? I don't like the basketball fit for Cleveland. Yeah, I just that team laid down against the Knicks, and you're asking 41, 42-year-old LeBron to try to be, an OG to guys who are in their 30s. Who just don't, they laid down. They disappointed me.
Yeah.
I think he ends up in Cleveland because that's where he started. And they could be a good team, but I for the entertainment purposes, I want to see him and Steph. I want to see all the gray hair. I want to see old man basketball. And let's get Netflix behind it, and let's go out with a bang.
There it is.
Man, so you sound like me, James.
Yep.
I've been saying it now for however long it's been, a few weeks since all this really broke out. I said, get the Expendable. Go get Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go get Sylvester Stallone. Go get Terry Crews.
Get Wesley Snipes in there. Get
Wesley Snipes.
Go get the icy hot.
Yeah, we all gonna put our hands in an agreement that no Ben Gay for the whole season. Like, I'm with it, man. I think it'll just be absolutely fun to see LeBron just diming up Steph for 3. Draymond having to do nothing but just lock up on defense and hit back cuts and alley-oops to LeBron and Porzingis. Like, I just think it'll be fun. And unless I said it earlier, unless he's going to the Spurs or the Thunder and maybe the Knicks, there's no real guarantee after that. So you might as well go to the Warriors and give it a shot.
You might as well go hoop with your homies.
There you go, man. Go get your side quest on. Have some fun. Hey, James, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. We'll do it again soon.
All right, James.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you again for having me on.
Absolutely, no doubt. And making sure you give him a follow. Draft Junkie James, you can do that. Give him a follow on X. All right, last call on the way, Kerry. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Your chance to get in if you want to get in with the Odd Couple before we call it a show. And by the way, I want to throw something at Kerry, too. There's somebody who's toying with something, and I'm wondering if you ever did the same. Tell you what that is. It's the Odd Couple on a TV theme song Thursday. Fox Sports Radio.
It's last call time on The Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance. Your call's important to us. Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got
Conor McGregor, the bounce back that was to be, ended up not being. What was it? A minute, 19 seconds, I believe it was.
Minute 9. You gave him 10 more seconds.
It was literally 3 seconds.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. A lot of people saying what they thought, of course, it was that he was injured before his loses to Max Holloway. More than the loss, the conversations come out of it about injuries. Conversations, Rob G, come out about when is it kind of ethical, if you will, if you're an athlete, to say, hey, I'm not right. Conor McGregor's
conversation about fraud.
Fraud as well.
This fight was the most bet MMA fight.
I think it was 92% or something for
ever
Conor?
For BetMGM.
Wait, ever?
Most bet MMA fight ever for BetMGM. Over 80% of the bets and 80% of the handle was on Conor McGregor. And yet, in the 12 to 16 hours before the fight, the odds steadily shifted. Even with all that money and action coming in on Conor, steadily moved towards Max. We don't know why. Maybe somebody knew, but there was video that made it look like Conor McGregor's knee was already, maybe not torn up, but it was already unstable before he got in that ring, and the rest is history.
Well, I mean, to continue to your point, Conor McGregor said, I was not injured. He's come out, Ephraim, and said he was not injured.
Of course. What is he going to say?
He said, I was feeling great. I'm just paraphrasing, but he said, I felt great. I was ready for it. I was ready to rock and roll. And then he went in to say how he's in a dark place, and that, the devil's trying to get at him. He's going to stay with the Lord. To quote him now, I trust in the Lord. Show me your way. Thank you, God. But yeah, he said he was good. And a lot of people, as Rob G pointed, looking at that video, this is where it gets interesting. And of trying to do what you may deem as what's right, meaning like, I don't want to cancel the fight. I don't want to postpone it. I think athletes have that. Yeah, I've heard Andre Ward talk about it before. And when he went into a couple of big fights, how he was like, I wasn't right. I was on a torn, I think his ACL was messed up or something, but he kept, he fought through it. And they were like, yo, that's messed up. Like, he knew he was hurt. He didn't know how bad. And so we've heard many athletes come in. I knew I had a torn this. I knew, it. You played it. And
I've played with all of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so there's a level of like professionalism where it's one in it's, I get you're trying to stay in it, you're trying to fight, you're trying to push through. You don't want, especially in that sport where you got to, because at least in football, you'll be back next week. Shoot, it might not even be a whole 7 days.
Right.
Boxing and MMA fights, you might have to wait 3 months, 6 months, a year, and so I can see why you wouldn't want to. But I'll say this. This is what happens to me when the stardom gets in. You lose the stardom. You were the face of this entire league, this organization. You were the guy. You broke through and became pop culture, even beyond just that one sport. You were pop culture. My wife knows who Conor McGregor is. She could care less about UFC. UFC, KFC, she don't care. And he broke through that. And you were that guy, 7, 8, 9 years ago, whatever it was. And I think when you lose that, you mix in, he's talked about, drugs and alcohol issues, obviously injuries. Then you get into the PEDs and whatnot. I think there's an element of I'm finally on my bounce back. I can't lose this. And you overcompensate and you're not real with where you are. And that's how I read this. I think
he hurt himself in training camp. I think not as severe as he is now,
of course.
But I think he maybe strained a ligament in training camp. That's why the knee looked unstable. And I think he was like, I don't know how long I'm going to last in this fight. So I'm going to go out and do something I've never done before and try to land a knockout blow with a kick right off the bat.
And land it
on the bad knee. And so he knew it was going to be over fast either way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he tried to go out there and really perform. I don't think he was in a space, and I don't think UFC was in a space where, if say he hurt this 3 weeks ago, for them to be like, hey, we're going to postpone this. It was too much money. It was too much on the line. And I just think he was like, all right, I'm going to go out there and give it my best shot. And we got a minute, 9 seconds worth of nothing.
Nothing. All right. And so now again.
And shout out to Max Calloway for not.
Come on, Kerry. This your bag.
Oh, I know this one.
So it would help a lot.
Guess what,
Come on,
though?
Kerry.
Would you like to get away?
I'm a woman.
Guess what? Sometimes you gonna go where everybody knows your name.
Kelvin Washington. That's right.
And they're always glad you came.
Kerry Rhodes.
Wanna be with troubles are all the same. Hey, you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
One more time. We got to take to the bridge. One more time.
Troubles
all the same. What's that?
You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Yeah. It's the I couple. Kerry and Kerry Rhodes. Boom.
Yeah.
Odd Couple on a TV Things on Thursday. Perfect way to end it. Alex on the ones and twos. Appreciate you, DJ Alex.
There it is.
That's right. If you missed any of today's show, be sure to catch the pod. All you got to do is search the Odd Couple wherever you get the pods. Follow it, rate it 5 stars, give us a review, all that good stuff. Just search the Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. You're going to find a best of version and a long version, a full version as well. Rob G will get that up in a little bit. Thank you to James Barlow, who joined us. Greatly appreciate that. Tony Jones, who joined us as well. All that good stuff will be on the pod. All right. Rob G, last one here. There's a former all-time great defensive player who keeps teasing the fan base here in LA, specifically with the Rams, about possibly returning.
Yeah, that's right. I am making my return to Pop Warner football. I'm the same height I've been since I was 7, so might as well. No. Aaron Donald. We all know this, according to multiple, not reports, but scuttlebutt, people reading the tea leaves. He's spotted working out at Rams facility. He's putting up very, what's the word? The LeBron-esque social media posts, like, maybe I'll come back. Who knows?
Eyeballs.
Yep. Here's the 2 eyeballs. You got the finger with 2 rings on it. Like, what is that about? So everyone's expecting now. It's no longer just, will he? It's when is he going to come out of retirement to play for these Rams, Aaron Donald?
I say this. This is why I'm glad you're here, Kerry. I want to ask you, there's some prevailing thoughts of, well, once you step away, you really ain't in it. Your heart's gone. once you think about retiring, you're retiring. And I'll say this, I think that's a little bit different for Aaron Donald and specifically the position he plays. Like, he can absolutely only play 60% of the defensive plays, right? Mm-hmm. He's not, and he's already not going to be in on everything just because he's, D tackle or D end, wherever they would want to place him with this particular team.
Right.
And so, and like yourself, though, obviously you're further removed.
Yep.
He's in ridiculous shape.
Yep.
Like, he didn't fall off. Let me work my way back up. Like, dude might even be in better shape than he was when he was playing. So I can see him coming back week 4, 5, 6. They're sitting there 4-2. The joke. And I can see and trying to make a championship run and being able to pull it off. What do you think?
Yeah, it's one of those things where when I left, in that first year that I left, you watch the game and you physically know that most of us, like, I can still do that better than most of those guys are doing it right now, right?
Uh-huh.
So you have those thoughts and you see that when you're like 1 year. So for him, he's still really close to the game. He's not too far removed, so I can see him getting the itch to want to do it. But and it's even harder because it's in his backyard too. He lives here too.
Right.
Like, that itch to do it, to find something competitive, there's nothing more competitive than that for somebody that's retired. So I can see why. But for him, he's already done it. I don't understand the chase for another one right now when you have a comfortable life now, because he's not going to be doing it for the money. He's not getting a big bag for it. So it would just have to be for the love of it. And I don't know if his body will really like that after it's all said and done.
Well, here's where I think it's absolutely the love of the game.
Yep.
Absolutely, you just mentioned it. Perfect in the sense that I ain't got to go all the way across the country, sitting here in LA.
Right.
It's with my same quarterback, same coach, same infrastructure there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's been in and out of the team facilities over the years, even if it's just to pop up and show love,
yep.
And hang around it. So to me, it's not crazy for him, maybe more so than other people in different circumstances, situation. How long, Rob G, I can't remember. It just hit me. How long was Deion Sanders out? What, didn't he retire for me and then come back with Baltimore? If I'm not mistaken.
Rob G, he's talking about Deion. How long was Deion out? Did he retire before he came back to Baltimore?
Before he came back with the Ravens.
Yeah, he did. He retired for like a year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yeah, and then he came back wearing his age. He was number 30. He was 37.
And he looked bad. So that's the thing about he did. That's the thing about Aaron Donald. In my mind, he's the greatest defender, I think, in the history of the game, in my opinion. Like, interior guy. I think he's not even just interior. Outside of Lawrence Taylor, who's the unanimous pick for a lot of people.
And
I
probably
think
Reggie White.
I love Reggie White, but I think Aaron Donald was the most dominant one out of all of them, to be honest. And I've seen a lot of them.
He's in the mix, he's in that. To his credit, if you said that, you're not crazy, right? You know what I mean? He's right there in that handful of guys. If you want to throw Ray Lewis in there too, as far as just dominant defensive players over the last 50, 60 years, he's right there.
Like, I want to remember him for that though, Kelvin. You know what I mean? Not a half.
I do, but I think you might be underselling, and you might be right because you played the game. You're closer to it, but I do think what they will be requiring of him isn't as much of a task as me asking Deion Sanders to play safety and run around like that. A little bit different, I think. All right, Kerry, appreciate you, man, the last couple of days, man.
Yes,
really
sir.
do. Hopefully, enjoy vacation, my guy.
Thank you,
happy early birthday or something, too. I think.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, bro.
Yep.
All right.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?